Okay, we're ready to go live. Peter?
Hello. Thank
Hi,
you,
how are
but
you?
there's too noise where I am.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes, that is why I had to mute my voice.
Okay, welcome. We are almost live.
Yeah, I can see we arrive
Oh, we are live
on
now.
YouTube. Hello. Thank
Hi,
you,
how are you?
but there's too noise where I am.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes, that is why I had to mute my voice.
Okay, welcome. We are almost live.
Yeah, I can see we arrive
Oh, we are live
on
now.
YouTube. Hello. Thank you,
Hi, how are you?
but there's too noise where I am.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes, that is why I had to mute my voice.
Okay, welcome. We are almost live.
Yeah, I can see we arrive
Oh, we are live
on
now.
YouTube.
Hi, how are you?
There's too noise where I am.
Oh, okay, okay.
That is why I had to mute my voice.
Welcome. We are almost live. Hello, Beat Babanda. Hello. Sorry, I had turned off my mic. Oh my goodness. I've been talking to myself. Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. Welcome to our YouTube video. To our chat. I'm very sorry. My mic was off. You know Zoom. You'll be talking off and your mic is off. I hope you can hear me now.
Sorry. I had turned off my mic. I hope you can hear me now.
Okay, so I was just saying welcome to our live stream. And welcome to the chat. It's good to have you all here. Welcome in another language. So if you know, other than that, how are you? Mulishani, Mulibwanji. At least I know how to greet in those languages. Mtozichwani, Mtingaimwane, Mulivuti. What other language do I know? At least I can greet in those languages. So, welcome to our live stream. I'm sure people can hear me now. Thanks. Okay, now the echo has also gone. Thanks for your comments. Thank you, Christian. I hope the echo has gone. Welcome, Susie. Good to have you. Welcome, Christian. Welcome, Beat by Banda. I assume that's Salima. But welcome, everybody. Thanks for coming. Today, we're just going to talk about Zambia. We're going to talk about our lovely country, what you love about the country, and yeah, what you know about your country. One or two things to say. I'm a tourism guy, so I'm going to have some tourism questions and some tourism discussions to ask. So I hope we're ready for that. We can share all those things, but welcome. Those who want to join in the chat, feel free to join in the Zoom. I'm with Mr. Mwamba today. Mwamba, do you want to greet everybody?
Yes, please, everyone. Welcome and good evening, everyone. Nice to connect. That's all. I'm following.
Thank you. It's too bad you switched off your mic, but we'll forgive you. Now my screen is let's do this. Hold on. Post. All right. Okay, so I think this is much better. Rather than seeing two Khumba guys, you can just see me and Mwamba. I think I'm out now. Yes. Okay. Hey, this tech is not very easy, you know, it just takes so much time to set up. Now, sorry that this is shaking. I'm holding my phone, so it's very shaky. I'll try to hold it still so that you can all see me, and I'll try to read your comments. Murigabo too. Welcome. Okay. It seems my resolution is poor on my phone. Anyway. Welcome. I was playing a nice song in the background. So All right, everybody, thanks for coming in once again. Today is Independence Day, 24th of October. Zambia is 56 years old. We got independence in 1964 from the British colonial rule at exactly midnight of 24th October, which is in the morning of the particular day. They dropped the British flag and raised the new Zambian flag. I don't even have a picture of Zambian flag. I don't even have a Zambian flag. This is very shameful. I know a lot of people in the diaspora have a lot of Zambian clothes, Zambian flags. Maybe it's just me, but I think a lot of us don't have Zambian things. Those of us who are in Zambia, I think we take it for granted that we're already here. So, but yeah, I don't have a Zambian flag. Wabupe, have you gone?
No, I'm in. I'm
Oh,
in.
you're here. A
Yeah.
Zambian flag, Mr. Mwamba. Or do you have a Zambian t-shirt? Or do you have a Zambian? What do you
Imagine.
have?
Very unpatriotic.
I hope you're not like me. I hope you have something.
I tell you. Hey.
Okay. I can do this. Okay, at least like this, my phone is not moving anyhow. It's been a hot day. I'm in Livingston. Ruben and Sarah, welcome. Welcome to the live stream. So today we're just talking about Zambia. We're talking about things that we like, things that we love. And if you have any questions or any things to discuss, please bring them up and let's talk about them together. Let's talk about our country. Okay, this is good. Good position. Welcome, I stand with Zambia. How are you? Can I use I stand with Zambia or should I use your name? Welcome to our live stream. It's good to have you. Today is Independence Day, and most of us actually independence. That was a very interesting phrase to use. That independence. But now, um, um, how many of us went for? What did you do for independence today?
I tell you, today for independence, I was just with family.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Good freedom to spend time with family. Welcome, Joyce Musenke. No, I stand with Zambia. I don't know your name, so I'll just use I stand with Zambia. Welcome, watching from Italy. Wow, welcome. Who is not in Zambia in my chat? Joyce is from Italy. That's nice. It's good to have Italy in the house. I stand with Zambia. Are you in the USA? I saw one or two of your videos. I know you're out of the country. Joyce, I don't know. Bit by Banda is in the USA. So welcome everybody. Mwansa. Okay, Madam Mwansa. At least I know that much. But oh, you're in the UK. Oh, okay, not the USA. Okay. Welcome, Madam Mwansa, our UK friends. Thank you for joining us for Independence Day. Hi, Michelo. Welcome. Thank you. Happy Independence Day. Happy Independence Day to you all. I think wherever you are a Zambian, and it's Independence Day for you as well. So happy Independence Day, guys. It's good to celebrate freedom from imperial rule. It's good what some of the things our colonial masters did. They brought systems of a way of government, democracy, and things like that. So That wasn't so bad. A lot of copper and money was extracted, I think, from what we learned. So that was bad. But it's good to celebrate independence. It's good to be a sovereign state, an independent state, and and have the opportunity to make our own bad and good decisions as a people. But yeah, this is the greenest I could get for Independence Day. The only other thing I had, which is truly Zambian, is is my Zambia band, my Zambia wristband. I don't even have a Zambia T-shirt. I used to have a football jersey. I don't even know where it went. So that's I'm still Zambian at heart. I'm still Zambian at heart. Um, yeah. So like I said, I'm into tourism. So I'm going to bring in a few tourism discussions into our discussion today, and we can consider tourism to have begun in Zambia. Since we are looking back at history, we can consider tourism to have begun in Zambia when David Livingstone came. I don't know when that was, but it was a long time ago. He came. Uh, Rhodes came, and the bridge, Cecil Rhodes, in his Cape to Cairo plan, built the bridge, the Livingstone, the Victoria Falls Bridge in 1905, round about there. So around that time, we had foreigners coming in. So that's some history, some Zambian tourism history, since we are looking back at 56 years ago and before. So that's a little fact. Um, David Livingstone came, and here we are um, with a big tourism industry in Zambia. David Livingstone, I don't know, could we say David Livingstone was the start of colonial rule? Since we're talking about independence, could he be connected? Because he was a white explorer and so on, and he came, and he was from UK. So I don't know if he could be linked to the beginning of colonialism in Africa or in Zambia in particular. Do we know any of that history? Lamamba, would you help me with that history? Welcome, Triple Lock. From India. How is India? How do you greet in Gujarati? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, it's midnight. So you guys are 4 hours ahead of us. Welcome. It's good to have so many people from around the world on our Independence Day live stream. I wish my video was better. You know, the light is here and it's causing a shadow, but I hope you can see me properly. So welcome everybody who is here. I'm trying to talk about independence and tourism and colonialism. So throw in your comments. How did you celebrate wherever you are? I'm sure many of you celebrated independence wherever you are. How did you celebrate your independence and how was it? Welcome, Chile. Welcome, Chile. It's good. It was actually a French missionary who met with the Litunga. Oh, thank you, Madam Mansa. Working with the video. Oh, okay. Well, I can't wait to see that video. I'm sure it's a lot of history we'd like to learn. The Litunga and the BSA, they're the ones who made the agreement, the Barotseland agreement, and so on. I think is that part of the history which you're writing. I can't wait to see that history. A thought for Independence Day from Michelo. It's a bit of a dream, he says, but I'd love CPF and UPND working hand in hand, showing that you can vote differently, but be friends. That would be lovely, you know. It would be very good to see different people, different colors, different colors. I mean, red and green of the UPND and the PF, and blue of the MMD because they're the most recent outgoing party. So that would be unity, you know. Of course, you all compete for these things, but um, checks and balances doesn't always mean fighting. So if one wins elections or if one is in power, the opposition should be checks and balances, which should be to progress the nation. If we had, yeah, that would be really good. Gilbert Ambokan, Gilbert, welcome, welcome to the live stream. Every party, every person in Zambia, PF and UPND, both seek the well-being of the country, the development of the country. So it is possible that we can agree. We may not agree on the process or the method or the different plans, but the end goal is that we hope that the country develops. So there are some things that we agree on. We hope that people have good medical care. We all wish that people have good education. We wish that we have good social amenities. I believe everybody wants that, whatever party they are. I hope people want that. I hope all leaders want that. That's what they sell in their campaigns anyway. So as we think of independence, as we think of Zambia, it would be good to think of working together in true unity. Okay, welcome everybody. How did you celebrate your independence? I was just asking, how did you celebrate your independence wherever you were, in whichever country you were? Or did you? If you're still, those in the USA, I'm sure it's just, what, 7 hours away, 20, it's midday, 18 hours, depending on where you are. How is independence? It's funny that we celebrate 4th of July all over America's independence. So how do we who are outside celebrate Zambia's independence when we're outside? Today's elections. Is today in the USA or was it yesterday or whatever? When is elections? I don't know. But that aside, happy independence, everybody. We're just talking about tourism in Zambia and how far away it started and how colonialism also started. Thinking of independence brings us also to colonialism. And I Stand with Zambia is a YouTube channel. Please check it out. She's working on a video when a French missionary met with the Litunga and began a process of, I don't know, I guess that's what caused, that's how we started being ruled by other people. But it was a French missionary, but Zambia was colonized by the British. We need to read and watch that history. That would be interesting. Welcome, Mobin. Bangladesh Independence Day celebrate on 26 March. Okay. How many years of independence does Bangladesh have? I Stand with Zambia. Is your video out? You say I was working on a video on the history of Zambia Airways. I posted it a few hours, but it took up my time. The struggle of YouTube, it does take a lot of your time. So your video, Zambia Airways video is out. Is that what you're saying? We should look out for it. $49. Bangladesh is 49 years of independence. Okay. You're still Zambia's young brother. We're the big daddy right now. So I was in town today, in Livingston, and town was full of people, of kids. So today, this year, I mean, Independence is on Saturday, which is normally a weekend. So it's always a holiday. So it's interesting that people still came out in droves, and so many people came out in town. I don't know if there was any events because of COVID. I think they canceled Independence Day events this year. But people are out in town wearing their Zambia chitenges, Zambia shirts, and so on. I need to make a Zambia shirt. So people are out. I've been to the Vic Falls on Independence Day before, I think in 2014 or something like that. I was at the Vic Falls, and it was full. So on Independence Day, I think they make it free. Entry is free, if I'm not mistaken. Entry was free on World Tourism Day, but I think on Independence Day, entry is free at the falls. So the place gets packed, and it was packed that year. So even today, I was like, I'm not going to go to the falls because I know for sure it's going to be packed. I think I went there again in 2018 or something like that. So I never went to the falls. I was just around town, and then I came back home. So it's always like that on Independence Day. The Vic Falls, all the Livingston people go there and have pictures. Independence Day is just a nice day. Kids go out, people celebrate, and so on. Nobody has told me yet, how is your independence? How did you celebrate independence? You just subscribed today 6 hours ago. Thank you, Mobin. Thanks for subscribing. Have you been to Zambia? Are you Zambian? You say you're in Bangladesh. Are you Zambian or have you been to Zambia? I share a lot of Zambia videos, Zambia travel videos, so you're going to see a lot of Zambia on my channel. But thanks for subscribing. Michela says, under colonialism, the average wage was about 45 pounds. If we calculate that in kwacha, 45 bucks, 50 bucks, 100 pounds. Now the pound is 25 kwacha, so 100 is 2.5, so 45 is 1.2. Yeah, actually, the average is about 1. Yeah, in fact, I think that's about the minimum wage, 1,000. Yeah, government 1,000 something. That's the minimum wage. So 56 years later, it's roughly the same, give or take. That is a thing of worry, actually. Um, but the minimum, I think those are all things we should talk about. What has changed? What has improved over the years? What has improved 10 years down the line? What has improved? Every Independence Day, I think, should be a mind check, a check for us as Zambians and saying, okay, since independence, what have we improved? How have we, has our political system improved? Has governance improved? Have our and political system, not just saying parliament and the president, but all our institutions, public institutions, healthcare, education, how have those improved? Because there are many times people share sentiments and say, yeah, I wish whites would come back because the whites they kept standards, Sometimes people feel that in certain aspects. So how have we improved in Zambia? A lot has improved since independence. We don't want to go back to colonialism, but I think we do need to improve as Zambians, improve our work ethics, improve our work culture, improve our service delivery. There's a lot of laxity in how we do things. Um, all right, I think I have a little problem here with my phone. Just a minute. Let me just log in on my. So yeah, I stand with Zambia. You said you love my recent video. Is that the video at the Royal Royal Livingston? Thanks for watching it. Yes, had a good time there. Had a good time swimming. It was very hot. Okay, so just give me a minute. I need to turn off my phone because it has come very hot, and it says it's going to turn off soon. So you won't see me for a while, but you hear me because I'll be using my laptop. I have to turn off my phone so that it cools down. It is very hot actually. So please All right, sorry everybody, I'm back. I had to switch off my phone. Mr. Mamba, you can hear me, but you can't see me. So
You see, we have swapped.
yeah. Yes. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so I stand with Zambia. Madam Mwansa says she's made a video showing the history of Zambian Airways on her channel. And then she's also making another video about the Lutunga and the French person at the beginning of colonialism. So that would be a very interesting video to watch. She's a Zambian YouTuber based in the UK.
Really?
I don't know, have you been able to see the comments? Are you able to see the comments in the feed?
Yeah, sure, I can see them.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Welcome, Mr. Mwamba. Thank you.
Oh, yes. Mwamba, can you help me with local languages? I wanted to say welcome. Now I only know Bemba, Maiseni.
Oh, to say Maiseni.
Maiseni, welcome. Now,
in Tonga, they say from Matambulwa. In Tonga.
Today is Independence, so I want us to speak a bit of vernacular, a bit of, we can't be speaking English through and through. So, so at least,
I'm telling you.
I've never made a video in a local language, but I think I should have made an independence video in Demba. I think so. Although I'm Chewa myself, or maybe in Nyanja, I think that would have been a very good challenge, a very good idea. Bit by Banda, there's someone in the comment. Bit by Banda, I don't know if you're still here. She did the hair, a makeup video in Nyanja. Now, Bit by Banda is based in the USA, so she did a makeup video in Nyanja, which was very interesting. And I had to comment and say, very well done. But shapangapo video mchivemba. So I think that's something I should do. The only reason, and I was mentioning this at some point, was that you see, YouTube is a global audience. So ngambo klande chivemba, others won't hear. So normally we just default to English. Because in fact, even in Zambia, if I started speaking Bemba, I know many people who wouldn't understand. Inos is in Kafue, is a Tonga. He doesn't understand Bemba. So, but anyway, we shall speak a bit of Bemba, a bit of local languages, whichever local language. So yes, thank you for teaching us. Twatambulwa, twamitambulwa. Twarasanganya, twarapanga efisashi. Yeah, I was all right, so all those who are watching, please like the video. Apparently that's what people do on live streams. You have to click the thumbs up button. I've never known why, but please click the thumbs up button and like the video. Understand. Inos is in Kafue. All right, so I was saying, you see, since I am a Zambian, I'm a travel and tourism YouTuber. I'm going to bring some tourism, Zambian tourism, into our discussion today. So we're talking about Zambia. Today is purely Zambia. And I'm going to talk about tourism as the Khumba guy. Now, Zambia, for those who are interested, we'll start with wildlife. Zambia has got 20 national parks. For those who didn't know, That's just a fact of Zambia. We've got 20 national parks and slightly over 30 GMAs. GMA is a game management area. Game management areas are usually located around the national park as a buffer zone between where people live and the national park. So there's the national park, the GMA, and then every other land use. So that's a bit of tourism. That's one tourism tip we'll start with today about Zambia. And I don't know how many people can speak. I mean, I don't know how many people can mention those national. Ramamba, we'll start with you. How many national parks can you mention?
You'll be shocked. I may be able to mention maybe 10. And I can't remember the other day. My geography has left me.
Now, if you do 10, it would be good. I would recommend you very well.
Really?
Yeah. Yes.
Do you know that? You know that there are a lot of people who don't know that there is a national park in Lusaka. I think I need to visit it. In Lusaka, there is a park, and people are not aware they live in Lusaka.
The newest and smallest national park.
Yes.
In the M phase. Yes.
Yeah,
it's in the M phase.
In the multi-facility zone area there.
Yes.
Have you been there?
I visited it. Really? I saw the rhino. It was a very nice visit.
Did you do a video?
No, that was before I was into YouTube. So I never did a video.
You see?
So I think we need to go. We need to go back. I need to go back. There's a very nice. There's a very nice platform where you stand very high, and you can see a very wide area. You can see Chilanga Cement Tower in the distance. So yeah.
Really? I've never.
Yeah.
I've just been near the place also, and yet I live in Lusaka, but I've never been to that part. You know what is fun about travel?
Why are you Zambians like this?
Imagine, we don't appreciate what we have. Because I'm sure now we open up now. That's why now you and me will take a lead in these areas now.
Yes, we need to show people one national park at a time.
It's true.
Yeah.
No, I had a dream. Have you been to Kafue National Park?
No. So the only parks I've been to.
This is what.
The only parks I've been to is Lusaka. I've been to Livingstone, Mosotunya National Park, and then I've been to Lower Zambezi. So at least I've done those.
Lower Zambezi.
Yes.
Wow. I've never been to Lower Zambezi, but I've been to South Ruangwa.
Oh, okay.
I've been to Kafue National Park countless number of times.
Okay, that's good. Well, no, wait.
Kafue National Park.
On my way to Mongu, I passed through, so I can claim that I've been there. I don't know if it qualifies.
Well, not really, but somehow it qualifies because even me. Some 3-4 weeks ago, I can't remember, when I was coming from Namibia, when I went to pick that truck, I passed through as well. I remember on the way I met.
We saw the lions. I saw the animals you did. I saw the video. I was enjoying that video.
You see, and then that was just a coincidence. On the way, I saw some antelopes. I saw some warthogs. I even saw some elephants on the way.
Okay.
But that one I wouldn't go. And now, can you imagine? I used to go to Kafue National Park before I even started YouTube.
But now we need to do it now. These are all the challenges we have as content creators. I think we one step at a time.
Yeah.
I think we've got a lot of content to make. So the only thing I was saying with somebody is that travel and tourism is a very expensive niche. It's a very expensive. The channels that we have, traveling is very costly. So you need to plan. You need to do what and what. But bit by bit, we shall get there.
No, we shall get there. It's one step at a time. We'll definitely get there. You know, there are bigger guys. It's really not cheap to travel otherwise. I'm sure some big travel, there are some travel, whatever, YouTube content creators. Wow. It's really expensive. You can imagine, especially now when do you know that there will be a time when we need to also go out? We may need to fly, we may need to drive, and so forth. So that is quite a cost, but we can start from where we are.
Yes. We start from where we are, and bit by bit we are making progress. Let me just read this comment from I stand with Zambia. You can use subtitles at times. I have one video where I had to translate Nyanja. It took time, but was proud of my skill. Yeah, subtitles. Some of us, we talk a lot. If it's me in my videos, yap. Paka, you translate everything. It would take just editing the video is difficult. Now adding subtitles to translate and put the words there would be a lot of work. But yeah, so one day we'll try something. I think the easiest for me is to mix Chivemba and Chisungu. Malanda kopa no, machitako translate. At least if you're in we can make some progress. But I think the issue of putting vernacular in our videos is a very tricky issue, you know? I mean, I'm proud to be Zambian and I'm proud to speak Bemba. I'm proud to speak Chinyanja. And I want to do it because I'm a Zambian and I'm a Zambian YouTuber. But it's just very difficult because the audience, even just the audience in Zambia, not everyone understands Bemba. Not everyone understands Nyanja. So
and then also there's one comment, there's one gentleman, I think he has asked again, this Mobin Hassan is asking about what about electricity and gas facilities in Zambia? Do you have these facilities? I think that's a question he's been asking. I think this is the third time.
Okay. Do you have an answer for that? I can give my opinion, but let me give you the opportunity.
Okay, yeah, you may just add on. In Zambia, although there is gas, we have a few people. Zambians don't really like using gas. There are few Zambians who are using gas. We only have, although we have electricity, but some load shedding. Although I'm surprised load shedding is not as bad as it was last year. It has improved a bit. I don't know, maybe it goes with areas, like in my areas where I live in Avondale, that's where I live, but like there are days will not even, sometimes power will just go for 2 hours every day. Other places it is 4 hours. There are other places like in my place, sometimes power doesn't even go.
Yeah, for me, where I am, well, I'll talk about where I am in Livingston right now. I'm in Highland in Livingston. Power hasn't gone since I came last week. So that's a good thing. I think it went the other day, but it just went for 5-10 minutes and came back and so on. But power hasn't gone since I came. So it's happened. I think I should move to Livingston. There seems to be power here. But anyway, so that's electricity where the president said he'll be commissioning Kafue Gorge Lower, the first part of Kafue Gorge Lower. I think it's two transformers, and then so on. So we expect that to improve our situation. Like Wamwamba said, gas is not, it's there. Afrox is there. Mount Meru have started making gas. Personally, in Lusaka, I use a gas stove. So I love gas. It's very nice. But I always say government should have made gas a priority because most of our electricity is used on stoves. So if they made gas a priority, try to remove all the tax, incentivize these people, Kadak, Zamox, oh, is it Zamox? Afrox, all these people who are suppliers of gas. If you incentivize them, make sure it's very available around more people, remove VAT on gas stoves. The more gas we have, the more it's available, the less load shedding we have, because you remove the load of electricity from the stoves. Then electricity can work for lighting and for other things. So I always recommend gas.
Yeah, sure. I forgot that Mount Meru has also started producing gas.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, those guys, the Mount Meru guys, have been there. I know the MD of Mount Meru.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been there. He showed me for a tour. And imagine, I was not yet a content creator. I just went there. He was busy showing me all the plant. I could not even take any footage. And when I was, I think I even forgot, because by the time I was living there, he had given me some containers of cooking oil. He said, for coming to the plant, please carry some containers of cooking oil for your family.
Please call him next week. We need to go back there.
You see? Even told me that next time you come, you still live with a parcel.
Yes, I'll get salad and gas cylinders.
You see? I have a big gas cylinder. I think it is the biggest. But you know, as Zambians, we have not yet been fixed in a corner where we really need to start using gas on a serious note. And you know, a gas stove, I think it cooks, it produces more power than even the electricity. That's what I've noticed. A gas stove, really, it cooks.
It's instantly hot. You just switch it on and the big fire is there. So you cook. It's very good. I can testify because I use gas. In Botswana, everywhere they use gas. I think it was a national policy or a rule. You go to Botswana, every household, whether in a compound, whether in my yard, they use gas.
Yeah, sure. You can see Mr. Michelo. Mr. Michelo is also saying, Zambia, please fix fix the electric. If only you can save trees. Yes, too much charcoal. It's true, there is serious deforestation. The rate of deforestation is alarming in Zambia, I'm telling you. It's really alarming. Yeah.
It is sad. Welcome, welcome Zoe. Zoe has just come in. Yeah.
Zoe, don't forget to. And Zoe also, and everyone, please just give this video a thumbs up.
Yes, thank you. Biogas. How is biogas, Michelo? I've never explored biogas and how it works.
You know, biogas is also another alternative. I'm also trying to get serious with it. You know, at the farm, somebody was advising me, if you have like a piggery, whether chicken manure, you can use it. They make a biogas digester. The gas which comes from that.
Those droppings, when the droppings dry.
Yeah. No, I'm told the same way. Then they'll pass through. Then there is a process which it's like it decomposes there. In aerobic respiration, whatever, it produces a gas which instantly is used for cooking.
Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. I think we should explore some of these things.
People have now started using it even in villages now. They're advising people to do that. I heard of a pilot project in Mamba. In Mamba, it has started deep in the villages. They are now using biogas from the manure from their animals. Yeah, and
Yes.
they are cooking
Okay.
in a village. They are using a gas stove.
That's good. At least it saves the forest, the deforestation, instead of the trees and charcoal every time. That's good.
Yeah, and Mr. Michelo DIY, I guess it is do it yourself. He said very simple, just organic matter. The bioproducts is a good fertilizer as well. Yes, you don't need fertilizer. For those who can calculate the dollar, I'm told now a bag of fertilizer is about 550 kwacha right now. Now you can imagine, I'm told that gas itself, the waste that comes from the biogas digester, it is better even than fertilizer. It doesn't even contain any chemicals. It's very, very good for our crops and for the
Okay.
soil as well.
That's good.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of benefits. We should explore that. I think it's something we should look into. Oh, by the way, Ramwamba, Michelo DIY that's a DIY channel, so he does a lot of handy jobs and things like that. You should check him out. He's
I don't know how we win it. You know, it is for a purpose. I really need to also know his channel. I can check it out. I can check out his YouTube channel as well. And I don't know how everyone, whether the names they are using, they are the ones they use on YouTube. We could explore the same.
Yeah, it's just that some people are not YouTubers, so they just use their names. So in the chat, yeah, but I think most people who are here.
Somebody who was saying, yeah, but I also had someone who was talking about. He made a video about what all those who need somehow. I think everyone who was alive today, and there are 10 people who are in the chat. I can see 10 people. If we could do, every one of us could leave there our links. Yeah, so that some of us who are yet, some of us are very new in YouTube. I think I'm 8 months old on YouTube, and unfortunately, when the zeal came to say let me start YouTube, that is when COVID had started as well.
Yeah. But you've done very well. I have to say congratulations. You've done very well despite.
Thank you. All the same, I'm at so in 8 months, I have 940 subscribers and 3,500, almost 3,600 watch hours.
What? Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, welcome everyone. If you are not here when I said welcome, Moise Mukwai, Twamitambulwa. Yes, at least I can remember that. Twamitambulwa ku live stream. That's Tonga. So yeah, welcome to our live stream. We're talking about Zambia. We're celebrating independence today. Today is 24th October. Zambia is 56 years of independence. And we're just talking about different things in Zambia, what has improved over the years, what is happening. We've been talking about the power industry, or is it electricity? Someone asked about electricity, so we're just talking about gas, electricity, and so on. We're talking about tourism as well. I'm a tourism guy, so I asked about tourism. Amamba said he knows 10 national parks, but he hasn't yet listed them. We haven't forgotten. So Zambia has 20 national parks. In fact, I'll ask you people in the comments, can you tell us which national parks you know out of the 20? How many do you know, or how many have you been to? We'll give you 5 minutes in the comments. Please just comment there. Which national parks in Zambia do you know? And how many have you been to? We've talked about Lusaka, which is the smallest and the newest. I don't know if it's the smallest or Livingstone is the smallest. But we have Lusaka National Park, Mosotunya. No, it's not Livingstone. It's Mosotunya National Park in Livingstone. So I'll leave the rest to everyone in the comments. Please just give us a comment. Which national park do you know out of the 20? And have you been to any of them? And we shall see.
I start with Zambia says, happy 8th birthday. Please share your link. I don't even know where to share my link. I'm learning this thing. This is my first time I'm on a live stream.
Yeah.
But I know how to use it. I mean, Zoom, I've been using it for a long time. At least I know Zoom.
I shall share these links. So normally what I do is, let me open the channel. I open the channel so that everybody can see. I open the channel so that everybody can see. While everyone is commenting about national parks, so please start commenting. Which national parks do you know in Zambia? There are about 20, and there are a few other GMAs around them. So I'll start with Michelo's channel.
Okay, yeah, sure.
So this is Michelo DIY. So Michelo is a very handy man. He fixes things, he makes things, and he does a lot of tutorials on fixing and repairing.
Mr. Michelo, you've done well.
Yeah.
Mr. Michelo, I can see you have 423 subscribers who grow together. We'll grow together. Let's push each other. Let's encourage one another.
Yes.
Yeah. Nice. Nice. After the live stream, I'm your new subscriber. Wow. Oh, Mr. Michelo. Oh, no wonder he's DIY. He's do it yourself. He does a lot. I'm seeing the videos you are showing, a lot of videos. It's like he makes a lot of, he does a lot of hacks. A lot of hacks,
yes.
I can see.
Yeah.
Okay, nice one. Okay.
So people look out for Michelo DIY. Michelo is a Zambian. He's based in the UK. There's a video he did solar. This one in the corner here. He did that one in Zambia, but most of them he does them in the UK. So yes, that is Michelo. Please subscribe.
That's why Mr. Michelo is also saying Kimosotunya is the smallest national park. Yes, of course, Kafue is the largest. It's really big.
Kafue is not just the largest, it's also the oldest. In fact, Kafue is the largest, I think it's the largest in Africa, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a very interesting fact about Kafue.
Sure. The South Luangwa,
Kafue is the largest. Nefia Shala. Nefia Shala. Tueveni, si Zulu. South Luangwa, yes. I don't want to give my answers. All right, Taboka, welcome.
Oh, wow. No, Bin Hassan, Mr. Papa, I've already subscribed to your YouTube channel. Subscription number 941. Wow. So I'm remaining 59 people to hit.
Yeah, just 59 to hit 1,000 very soon.
59. And you know what is funny? I have more watch hours than, it's like me, I will hit watch hours first before subscribers.
That would be, you'll be one of the few people. Even YouTube will be surprised. They'll be like, what's going on with this man? But That was very good. For me, I also wanted them to move together. I didn't want to get so many subscribers and no watch hours. So for me, it was very close. Immediately I got to 1,000. Even my watch hours reached close not long after.
Yeah, because I noticed you had hit 1,000, more than 1,000, but you didn't have enough watch hours before you were monetized.
Yes, yes.
And
So I was monetized when I had about 1,100. I think 1,100 subscribers.
Yes, I remember.
All right. Welcome,
Batoka,
Tavoka. Thanks for coming.
I love the comment. Thanks for bringing us together, Khumba guy. The Khumba guy. Maybe I should also tell the people how I met the Khumba guy. I'm telling you.
Please go ahead.
Because
go ahead.
Before COVID, you know, I'm a traveler in nature, going around Zambia. I love going out of the country, South Africa, Tanzania, Zimbabwe. These are the countries I was frequent. Then I discovered my most preferred destination is Dubai, Middle East. I love the United Arab Emirates. And imagine I've been to this country a number of times and never even did a video because I was not a content creator. Then in Dubai, I met some gentlemen who were advising me to say, why do you Africans love, you only love Facebook just for gossiping, posting things which have no meaning. Why don't you start a channel? I was embarrassed to say, so all these photos you are taking, they are for what? Are you producing for people to watch them? I said, no, I'll just keep them. I'll post them on Facebook. So that is what prompted me to say, when I come back home, I'll start a channel and I'll be doing travels. Unfortunately, it was in the Middle East. It is when the pandemic was starting. I could not do a channel. I could not do my dream videos. So that is how, when immediately I came home, I said, for me to do well in a travel video, let me even search for a Zambian travel YouTuber. Among them, I discovered that everywhere I went, it was the Khumba guy. Here, the Khumba guy, I said, let me watch the video for this guy. That is how I started watching. I literally watched everything before I started my own. I watched all the content and I started now. If it was to turn on bell notification 3 times, I would have done it. So that any video that came out, I was number 1 to watch it. Any video, I remember today, one of my favorite videos about you was a simple video you did. I watched it again today. It has got more than, is it 20? That at driving into Kabwe, just from Zanimuone to town. How many views does that one have? I think that 13, is your biggest.
13,000. That is my biggest video. Yes, 13K or so.
And I said, well, today again, I watched the whole thing. I was like, you know, when you are hungry for someone, to watch the content, they said, this man has taken off, bring another one. Let me just watch this one again. So I was watching it today, again and again. So, I mean, so,
thank you.
Yeah,
no,
that is how I do it. Anyway, until one time I just happened, because I never even knew how to comment on a video. I would just watch it. But I was looking for an opportunity when I'm going to meet him or when we can start interacting. Until one of these circles, one time, that is how I got to know about him. Yeah. See, Zulu, you Mr. Mwambakumba guy.
No, we'll find him a t-shirt. I think we need to give him a t-shirt, a Khumba guy t-shirt.
We need to have a t-shirt. The Khumba guy. Let's go. I was so happy when you talked to Simon Mwewalen. Did you plan that meeting?
No, I just met him. You know how he always walks to the city market and so on. So I just bumped into him. And I said, hello,
That is
sir.
very good. Okay.
No, I need to have a meeting with him in his office as well.
Okay. All things Kenyan YouTuber. Do you know a Kenyan YouTuber called Marwa? Do you know a Kenyan YouTuber called Marwa?
No.
There's a gentleman called Marwa. He's got 216,000 subscribers. Okay, he spent most of the. Okay, he travels a lot as well. He was in the US for some time. He's now in Kenya. So he's working on a visa. He's going to South Africa. When he comes from South Africa, he's coming to Zambia. And he has made it a point that he should link up with me. We do a collab. And I was thinking collab, the first person I have in mind to meet is that I should meet that guy with the Khumba guy.
Please keep me posted. We should meet him and make him feel at home. That would be nice to see him.
That's what I told him. I told him, number one, when you come to Zambia, one of the things when you reach the airport and about what, for example, he has mentioned he only wants 2 places in Zambia. He wants Lusaka and Livingstone, only 2 places. And they exit maybe through the Victoria Falls. Yes. He only wants Lusaka and Livingstone.
Okay.
So I said, wow, we'll be able to meet you. And I was encouraging that if you can come through the airport, we will personally receive you from the airport with my own car. I'll pick you from the airport and take you to whether A&B or any hotel until the time you have in Zambia. And if possible, when you be exiting Zambia through Livingstone, since you are, he travels a lot. He's a travel vlogger as well. So we could drive with him to Livingstone.
And he can vlog. He can vlog the journey as well.
Yes, in fact, that is the whole reason why I was thinking like that. We even drive with him as he exits the country through Livingstone. So he moves with his girlfriend. His girl is Kenyan, but his girlfriend is from Thailand. Is from Thailand.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'll keep you posted about that. Okay. Yeah, I'm so encouraged. So all things Chile, Michelo, done. Okay, good. And you guys, so make sure that before anytime somebody sends you a what, that's one thing I've just learned, because I've never done this kind where you send this one subscribes to you, subscribe back. So I'm told one of the things for YouTube to be happy, make sure you watch something. Otherwise, if you don't, it will be treated as a scam, or it will be treated like, yeah. So my channel name, guys, is Wupe Mwamba. Wupe Mwamba. Just my name is Wupe Mwamba. So Wupe Mwamba. Yeah. Don't have, but I open my shortly. Okay, Mobin Hassan. Oh, if you want to open a channel, please do. We'll help each other to start out. Oh, wow. The Khumba guy is great. I already have 942. I have two more subscribers here. My goodness.
Yes. One. That's Mr. Wupe.
I didn't know that my channel looks this. The wallpaper looks this beautiful.
Yes. So please look for Mr. Wupe Mwamba.
Okay.
For those who enjoy trucks like me, he did a lot of videos on the Volvo from Namibia. He's done some travel videos with Watachovu and the FM. I've never been on FM, but I like it. There are all sorts of videos. This Nissan Champ, is it still alive? So it's a very good vehicle.
Did you watch the video for the Nissan Champ? My goodness.
No, I didn't see the video. I haven't yet watched it. But I had a friend who had the Nissan Champ. This vehicle could never die.
I'm telling you, this Nissan Champ, when the owner had it, I was privileged. I was the one who was teaching the owner how to drive. He never even knew how to drive. I taught him how to drive in his car. And then now, 15 years later, the car is still running.
Ma.
I told him, this car is still running. He said, yes, it has never. I only service it and change tires.
That's
I need to do a video. He said, please take it.
yes.
Okay. All things still. Okay.
All things Chile. Oh, so I'm sure before people forget, all those who are watching, happy independence. We are still waiting for national parks in Zambia. Please tell us, which national parks do you know? There are about 20 national parks. Please, in the comments, tell us which national parks you know. We are still waiting for answers. And I start with Zambia. There's no Chongwe National Park. The national park which is near Chongwe is the Lower Zambezi. I think that's the only one I know near Chongwe. Or yeah, I think that's the only one. So that's just a correction.
Yeah.
As you get to the Funsa, near that side, that's the. So yes, please tell us which national parks you know. Then we'll also go to museums. Somebody asked a question about Timbala, so I'm going to answer that Timbala question. But this is all things Chile's answer. Chile is in the USA, but she has a lot of Zambia videos like this in Chihuahua, Independence. I haven't watched your Independence Day video, Chile, so I think I need to watch it later on today. But thank you for coming.
Yeah. And everyone who is here, please don't worry. Anyone who is present here, I'll subscribe. I'll visit all your channels. All of you. After the live stream, one by one. One by one. Especially if you watch a video, just leave a comment. I'll know.
Okay, so let me just read I just want to read the comments. Oh, I stand with Zambia. It was you who asked about Mbala. Let me just look at your question. Chris Hams, welcome and thank you for coming. Happy Independence Day to you as well. Thanks for coming.
They're higher Zambias. There's only a lot of see Zulu. Is there? No, there's only a lower Zambias National Park.
Yeah, that's a good one. No, in fact, higher Zambezi is Mosotunya National Park because Mosotunya National Park is along the Zambezi River. So Lower Zambezi is that whole region. In fact, that whole area is Lower Zambezi as the Zambezi goes down that side. So let me just look for the Mbala question. I just want to answer that question. Sorry to have let it go far away. I stand with Zambia. She said, have you ever been to Mbala? What is the conservation policy like in Zambia from your travels? Do you have conservation areas or building that you come across? Firstly, I've been to Mbala. And in Mbala, there's the Motomoto Museum. So I visited the Motomoto Museum. That's, in fact, that's another tourism. That's another tourism area we're going to talk about, museums of Zambia. Is it me who's off? Amamba, can you hear me? Are we still together? Okay, yeah, showing that we're on. Yes, so I've been to Mbala. I've been to Mbala once, and I visited Motomoto Museum. There's yes, conservation policy. I don't understand the question in particular. So if you ask it again, maybe I'll know. But there are a lot of, if what you're talking about, like here you said heritage and conservation, there are a lot of, there is what they call the NHCC, the National Heritage and Conservation Commission. So the NHCC is responsible for the maintenance and protection of historic heritage sites. So there are a number of places around the country which are protected. You can't change them. Like in Mbala, in Pulungu, there's that old church. What is that church called in Pulungu? The one doesn't, I've forgotten what it's called. That's a heritage site. And so there are a number of structures around the country which are protected, and you can't break them down. You can't change them because they're kept. It's becoming more common now because they've found the value in that. I think it was enacted as law. I don't know how recent, but more and more there are a lot of old structures which are being protected so that people can look at them. Here in Livingstone, the Heritage Commission, they've got an office here. They've got an office in Lusaka, just near Intercity, just next to ZRA. In fact, that office in Lusaka was the old, what was it, Lusaka Boys School from so long ago. So that's one way they are protecting that building. They're using it, but they're protecting it. It's a heritage site. So there is a conservation policy and there's a conservation commission, National Heritage and Conservation Commission, the NHCC, and they are responsible for looking into that and protecting sites in Zambia, heritage sites in Zambia. I don't know if that answers your question in part. No, I don't have a video of Motomoto. The time I went to Motomoto, I wasn't yet doing YouTube. I have a few pictures from Motomoto, but I don't have videos. So those are all places, yeah, there's a lot of places to go to. Those are all places I hope to go and make videos. There are 8 museums in Zambia, 7 museums in total, 5 major ones. I did a video on the Copper Belt Museum. I did a video on the Copper Belt Museum and in Ndola. It's just near Savoy Hotel. I don't know if you've seen that one. I'm hoping to do a video at Livingstone Museum. I just show. Now, all these museums, you're not allowed to record in the galleries because, they want to promote people to come. So I can only show you how it is outside and explain what the galleries are all about. So I'll be able to do that. I did a video on the Rayleigh Museum. The Rayleigh Museum and the Jewish Museum are here in Livingstone. So those are, they're not under the Museums Board, but they're under Heritage Commission. All the other museums are under Museums Board. So the Rayleigh Museum is very interesting because it showcases the old trains and the old Rhodesia railways. It's a very interesting museum, which I went to. And then the Jewish Museum also shows the Jewish history in Zambia, how they came and settled and they became businessmen. The Jewish have done a lot in Zambia. In fact, I think some of the big farms in Lusaka belong to Jewish people. So there's a lot of Jewish history in Zambia. So yes, those are 2, 3, 4 of the museums in Zambia: Copperbelt, Livingstone, the Rayleigh Museum. Those of you who haven't answered about national parks in Zambia, can you tell us about the museums in Zambia? Which other museums do you know? Apart from those 4 which I've mentioned, there are 3 more, is it 4 more? And where are they? And just for your interest, those who want to know some more national parks, there's Siomangwezi National Park in Western Province, just after Sesheke. Down there, there's the Luyua Plain, not West Luyua, but Luyua Plain. Luyua Plain is north of Mongo, somewhere on the floodplains of Western Province. And there's a very posh hotel in Liwa Plain. I think it's called King Lewanika Lodge or King Lewanika. It's run by some South African country. Very, very luxury. And Mr. Mwamba seems to have left us. There's Kasanka National Park, which has a bat migration. There's Lochinva. There's Mweru, I think somewhere in Mweru. And so on. So yes, all those are Sizulu. Yes, Choma Museum. Choma Museum is just by the roadside. If ever you're traveling from Lusaka, going to Livingstone, just as you get into town, on the right, there's a little curve. On the right, you see the Choma Museum. Talks about a lot of the history of Southern Province and so on. So yes, that is correct. There's Choma Museum. There's Kasanka as well. I think Kasanka is the one with the bat migration. Very popular. Well done, well done, well done. There's Blue Lagoon. Blue Lagoon is somewhere near Lochinva. Just when you reach, as you're approaching Monze, for those who've never, as you're approaching Monze, before you get to, when you come into town and you can see the silos on the left, there's a road which turns to the right with a lot of billboards. When you see those, on one of those billboards, it shows Lochinva National Park, 45 kilometers from the turnoff. So next time you're traveling southwards, coming to Livingstone, look out for that sign. Just before you get to the roadhouse, the restaurant, there's a sign which shows the direction of Lochinva. So those are some of the national parks. There's South Luangwa and North Luangwa, which are fed by the Luangwa River. There's Lavushimanda. I think I'll do a video just listing all these out and showing the differences between them. So yeah, all those are some of the national parks in Zambia. I've got a few books which show them, so I need to read them and look them up. Okay, Mr. Mamba seems to have left us somehow or the other. All right, once again, welcome to my live stream, Maisen Mkwai. This is Independence Day chat. We're proudly Zambians, so lero tulelanda kone chibemba twarangisha mu chibemba echinyanja kali turefu kuba ama Zambians. Welcome to everyone who's come. I hope you had a good independence. Actually, from today up to Boxing Day, 1st December, there's no public holiday. I was just looking at my calendar. I don't think there's any holiday in November. So it's back to work until Christmas or until 1st December. I don't even think 1st December is an official holiday. So that's one thing about Independence Day. It's a marker that holidays, public holidays are over until the end of the year. But I hope you enjoyed your independence nonetheless. So for those who want to travel to national parks, the two easiest ones to go to are Lusaka National Park, which is in the M phase. So you go to the ring road, at the end of the ring road, get into the M phase, and you can find the national park, or use the Leopards Hill Road, you get into the M phase. That's very easy to get to. You need your car and so on, but you can easily get to that one. And the Mosotunya National Park, that one is right within Livingstone town. You can literally walk there. Well, it's a few kilometers, but you can walk there or get a bus. But if you have a car, it's much easier. And then you can find people who can take you for game drives in Livingstone. I think those are the two simplest national parks to go to for Zambians, because they are literally located within the town or the urban areas. Now, the rest of the national parks are in the bush. Lower Zambezi is about 3 hours away from Lusaka. You get to Chirundu. It's another 2 hours drive from Chirundu. You get into Kafue National Park. You have to go off the Mongo Road. South Luangwa, you get to Mfue, you get to Chipata. Just before you get to Chipata, before that welcome to Chipata sign, is a turn to your left. You find, I think it's just before, after the welcome to Chipata sign. You turn to your left and you get to Lower Zambezi. So those who travel long distances, or foreigners, or those who are driving, they normally get to Chipata, spend the night in Chipata, Protea Hotel, or wherever, and then early in the morning, they go to Lower Zambezi. But and then there's a lot of others. Like Lochinva I mentioned is just 45 kilometers from Monze town. And there are a lot more other national parks for us to explore. Most recently, yesterday, in the news, in ZNBC tourism news, because there's a section tourism news, yesterday they mentioned that they want the Kabwelume Falls and the Lumangwe Falls in Luapula to be part of the national park. There's a national park in Luapula, so they want to extend it to include the two waterfalls there, so that they're serviced better and more people have access to them. So that's very exciting. I hope that happens. To be good for tourism, to open up the tourism area. So yeah, there's quite a number of national parks. Abanda. You'd be very excited to visit Chipata. It's a very nice town. I think it's almost a city now. It's growing to becoming a city. It's a nice little place. So yeah, you have a good time. And you can go to South Luangwa, home of the walking safari. Mkese mkatusanga tukonfo bwino kumimona naimwe. Malaika, welcome. Happy Independence in the USA. How was your independence today? We're all doing good. I'm doing all right. Welcome. Good to see you. Now, where did you learn, if you've never been to Eastern Province, where did you learn your Nyanja? Because your Nyanja is actually, it's almost Chewa. It's mixed with Chewa. When I was listening to your video, I think it was a bit deeper than plain Nyanja. So, but anyway, you should visit. Chipata is waiting for you. And seen that. Have you seen my Chipata video? Lusaka to Chipata. And then my Chipata to Lilongwe. I don't know if you've seen that. That it's for people like you. I made the video so that the time you're traveling to Chipata, at least you have an idea of what to expect. You have an idea of meeting the Luangwa Bridge and going through Petauke and going through Nimba and going through Katete until you get to Chipata. So I don't know if you've seen that video, and I hope it to be a good guide for you for the time you come and travel to Chipata. But yes, welcome. Mzakati Peza. All right, welcome. This is Africa. Good to have you. Today is Zambia's Independence Day. We're celebrating 56 years of independence. So we're just chatting about Zambia and talking about different elements of the country. Being a tourism guy, we've been talking a little bit about tourism. And I gave a challenge to these people to tell us the national parks in Zambia. There are 20 national parks in Zambia. And if you can't tell us national parks, please tell us the museums in Zambia. We've mentioned the Lusaka Museum, we've mentioned the Mosotunya Museum, the Mosotunya, no, that's the national parks. We've talked about, yes, there's Lusaka Museum, Livingstone Museum, the Choma Museum, and the Railway Museum, which is at the same location as the Jewish Museum. So yeah. Thank you, TIA. Thank you, TIA. It's been a nice, interesting Independence Day. There haven't been any celebrations as normal because of the COVID thing. So mostly there's always something going on at the stadium. Every town there's something going on at the stadiums and kids go out and do performances. But I don't think there was any town which they had independence. Although the president had a luncheon, actually. Yes, I know there was that. There were pictures. The president hosted a luncheon. And he was dressed up in very nice Zambian kitenge. So there were some pictures splashed around. But thanks for that. Independence Day is almost over. Malaika, how did you spend your independence? As well as Beat by Banda. Welcome, Patricia. Good to have you. Do we have readily available information about Zambia availed to tourists by the Tourism Board in Zambia? ZTA, yes, actually. ZTA have got offices in Lusaka, they've got an office here in Livingstone, and they've got stands. They've got a stand at East Park. They had a shop there, but now it's just a stand. And they have a booth at the airport, KKIA, Kenneth Kaunda International Airport. So as you arrive, you can find information about that. They have an office in the UK. They have an office in the USA. I don't know. They have an office in South Africa. So there's a number of places. The tourism agency is trying to make that information available. Of course, it's hard work, but the number of, they have a lot of material available. There's some red books they give Zambia Tourism, so there's a bit of that. Can I do a Siavonga tour? So as you go to Lower Zambezi, as you go into Chirundu, Siavonga is on your right, just about a few kilometers before you actually get into Chirundu. There's a turn-off to Siavonga, then it's a number of kilometers there. So in the last time I went to Lower Zambezi, I saw the turn-off to Siavonga and I said, I need to go to Siavonga. Siavonga is known to be very hot, but it's also known to be very beautiful. It's got beautiful waters, beautiful beaches, and there's the Kariba Dam there. So I've never been to Siavonga, but I hope to go to Siavonga one day. So yes, I will do a Siavonga tour. It's a very popular destination, especially for the urbanites from Lusaka. So I hope to go to Siavonga, God willing. Does Zambia have areas for hiking? Yes. In fact, even here in Livingstone, I know some people have been hiking at the gorge, at the Batoka Gorge. So after the falls drops into the gorge, that is actually called the Batoka Gorge, the big gash in the earth where the Victoria Falls falls in. So that Batoka Gorge goes on for kilometers and kilometers, over 30, 40 kilometers, zigzagging and so on, the Batoka Gorge. So people go hiking there. And I'm sure there are a number of other places where people go hiking. I've never really explored that element of tourism, if I should call it that. But yeah, I think most Zambians walk, so um, they don't want to how popular is the hiking trend? It's not very popular. Zambians, we grow up walking, so the moment we have cars, the last thing we want to do is walk for pleasure because we've walked a lot for out of necessity. We grow up going to school walking, we go to town walking, so hiking and going into the mountains, not many people do it. Even mountain biking, I don't think is very popular. Um, and so on. But I think with time, people, those who enjoy it, they do it. Even fishing is a very popular sport, even in Lower Zambezi and so on. But you have a lot of white people and white Zambians and foreigners, but not many Zambians. Most Zambians wouldn't even know about fishing as a sport. And you throw back the fish, they're like, no, 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 I've caught this fish, I'm gonna fry it. So um, um, yeah, not many people do hiking. Sizulu, you say I think they don't really reach out to the regular tourist on low budget. So at least we have you to tell us and show us different places. Yes, I'm hoping I can do that. Um, of late, a lot of tourism operators. Now, last weekend I was at the tourism in Indaba, Zambia Tourism in Indaba, here in Livingston. So there are a lot of tourism operators, and because of Corona, we haven't got international guests. So we're trying. A lot of operators are now trying to see how they can cater to the local market of Zambians, and because Zambians can't do tourism, prices are out of reach of the average Zambian. So we need to meet each other somewhere halfway or something. So it's something of interest, dealing with local tourism and how we can attract local tourists. So that's something which um, they can do, um, and Zambia tourism can promote as well. Primarily, the role of Zambia tourism is to just advertise places and talk about these places and regulate the industry. Um, Whether that industry is appealing to foreigners or to Zambians, it's up to the two operators. So it's something where I think people are thinking of now. COVID has brought it to the fore because now we want local tourism and so on. So that's something. So yeah, hiking as well. Yeah, I don't know. People just I don't know if they do it. I think there would be places which are safe. I mean, I've walked around and climbed a few small hills here and there, but I'm sure there are places which are safe to. I was talking to somebody who went to do voter enumeration or whatever. So you go and you look at you do voter mapping or whatever. So there are places where people would go hiking um, around. I think. You would be surprised the geology of Zambia bit by Banda. Um, should I call you Salima or can I just say bit by Banda, which is okay with you? But you'd be surprised the topography of Zambia as you travel along. They are quite, um, um, in geography, if you remember, we teach about the low veld, the high veld, and the middle veld. So Zambia has got quite some relief. In the middle area of Zambia, there's the Kafue escarpment and the Zambezi escarpment. If you're leaving Lusaka into Munali Hills, into Mazabuka, Kafue, Mazabuka, that's a very hilly area. Um, so I'm sure people can um, do some hiking. I think it's just not as popular with Zambians really hiking. That's what I think. For For those who are not here, I had to turn off my video because I was using my phone for video. My laptop doesn't have a webcam, so I was using my phone for video, and my phone became very hot that it threatened to shut down. So I'm using this, and I just had to put a picture here. So now I'm just realizing that it probably feels like a radio show, hearing me but not seeing me. But I guess we have to make do. Oh, Kafia Mountains. Ruth Maseko, welcome. Yeah, I guess some people do know. I've always thought of going to. There's a little hill in Chilanga, Mount Makulu. Mount Makulu. That's a small hill, which is just outside town. For those in Lusaka, I'm sure that's something they can do. There are small hills where there are towers and things like that. So it's something which Zambians can develop. If you're really interested, just find a small hill nearby. In Kafue, like I said, there's a lot of relief there as you're going to just outside Kafue, where there's Kafue Gorge. As you're heading to Mazabuka, you can see all those hills as you're driving along that road. So that would be very interesting for people to do. I think it's just generally not a very popular thing, in my opinion. I don't know. It's becoming more popular. TIA, why do you think it's becoming more popular? What's causing the increase in popularity for hiking? What's attracting people to hiking? All right, sorry, I'm just trying to get.
Shake our hands and stay together. Let us never rise above the trials and tribulations. Let us rise like a noble eagle in the sky. Let us roll over the moon. For Christ's sake, prosperity. So wandering around, let us believe now that we have arrived.
All right, I'm back. I'm back. Feels good to show my face. Okay, I feel better showing my. At least now it's not. It's now not a radio show.
Now not a radio show. Now not a radio show.
All right, there's echo
Now not a
somewhere.
radio show. Now not a radio show.
Hello. Okay. All right. So I just wanted to turn on my camera. We're talking about Zambia's independence today. I hope the echo is gone, and I hope you can hear me clearly. In Kenya, there's so much that Kenyans have not seen in their own country. Usually it's an organized effort, and people really realize that enjoy it. Local tourism has gained momentum. Yes, and enjoy it. Yeah, so I hope Zambians can adopt a lot more of these things. We did bike. I rode a bike to the falls, so even that is good. Even that is good exercise. I think more of us should try to adopt some of these things. So it is interesting. It is something we need to do. Oops. Sorry. Okay, Mr. Mamba is back in the video. I'm sorting out the phone. Now I've lost my chat. I don't know where the chat is. I can't see your comments.
All right, once again, welcome to my live stream.
Okay, they're back.
This is Independence Day chat. We're proudly Zambia, so
Mr. Mamba, welcome back.
Thank you. Yeah, the technology failed me.
Yeah, technology does that.
I tell you. Wow.
And my thing is echoing, so I'm trying to make things work here. Okay. Mr. Mamba, have you ever tried hiking?
Hiking to where?
Just echo out.
Trying hiking to where?
Okay. Hello?
Yes, I can. I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay.
And
Am I echoing? I'm not.
And the echo is not there from your side anymore. It's gone.
I've got two devices here. So yeah, you switch one on, the other one echoes. Okay. Have you hiking anywhere? Have you just gone walking into the bush or into a mountain to take a 10-kilometer hike?
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yes.
Not really, unless but I've been in the northern region. In Mafinga area, after Isoka, then like you are going to Muyombe, there are some hills there which are known as Mafinga Hills. I've done that before, yes. That is the only place I think I can remember of.
Okay. I was just saying that there's Mount Makulu is very near Lusaka. I want to go hiking there one day, just climb that small hill. There's a lot of beautiful hills just as you're going after Kafue. After Kafue, you go to... Yes, Mount Makulu is there. And then the other ones, Munali Hills. There's a lot of places people can explore.
It's true. It's true. Yeah. We go and explore the myths, whether they are realities. I'm told there are unique snakes there in the mountain, in those hills.
Salima was just talking about snakes. So she was saying the reason why people don't hike in Africa or in Zambia is because they are scared of snakes.
If it is that Munali Hill, there is a snake particularly, that it only attacks on your head only. It only wants to hit you on top of your head.
Tamamba, stop scaring us. We want to do tourism.
In fact, that is part of tourism. You and me will be the first ones to go and prove it.
And to come back, go and prove it wrong, eh?
Yes. Very strong. We'll go and we'll still come back and tell the story and show them the footage.
Yes.
We just need to. In fact, the people, thank God, these people who are listening, who are watching, I think this is just the beginning. They will see stuff they have never seen. This is just the beginning. I was talking to my wife. My wife is also a teacher. I was talking to my wife. I was saying the people on our channel, me and the Khumba guy, it is a very dangerous combination, I can tell you. I said people will see content they have never seen, because the thing we are about to explore, no one has ever, there are places, they are like uncharted territories. Yes. Will go places, the places which have never been visited, where the media has never reported. You reach there, and that is what will announce Zambia to the world.
Where Lakson Intani hasn't yet gone.
Exactly, where Ntani has never been, all the places, they will see stuff they have never seen.
Yeah.
So they will see through us, they will see a lot of content. Like we were saying, me, I have dreamed with you. I have had this picture in my head. I'm saying one day with the Khumba guy, we'll go strange places. Somebody sees us, we are riding bicycles. There will be places, they will see us driving our cars.
Yes.
They will see us places we are on a train. I want us to go to places we are on a bus. I also want us to go places where we fly and still bring content to our subscribers, proper raw content. That is what people should do.
And there's a lot that we want to share. There's a lot which people need to see.
Do you know another? There's another travel content creator called Drew Binsky. Have you heard of Drew Binsky?
No, he's from Zambia.
He's been no. He's from America. He's been to Zambia. He's remaining. He travels. His dream is to travel to every country in the world. But he's been to Zambia, and in Zambia he only came to Livingstone.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't heard of him.
No, he's a guy worldwide you can look at, because he's the one guy. He's only remaining with 6 countries in the world. He's been to places. So in Zambia, he never even touched Lusaka. He only reached Livingstone. And in Livingstone, the day he entered, there was a funeral. He even attended the funeral. I laughed when I was chatting with him.
That's a real YouTuber, eh? Making advantage of every event.
Everything in every country, he's got a footage. The guy is so good. He's been to places, the Arab world, wherever. Although this is what I tell people, that we are going to tell people about Zambia, the things they have never known, but at the same time, we'll not just end with Zambia. We'll take them to other places in the world. We'll go other places as well, but our concentration should be, okay, the starting point is where we are now. Our country has got so much people have not seen.
Yes.
For example, sometimes I'm ashamed. You know that I lived in Livingstone for 2 years, in the year 1999 and 2000.
Yeah.
I was shocked that in Livingstone, there are people who live in Livingstone. You ask them, they have never been to the Victoria Falls.
That is very sad.
Oh, very sad. Just like here in Lusaka, now we are talking with people who live in Lusaka. They don't know that there is even a park. There are wild animals within Lusaka here.
Yes,
Some people are not aware. So imagine you show people such content. Yeah.
The video I did of the Copper Belt Museum.
Yes.
Museum. I had some people who said, "Oh no, people who live on the Copper Belt." They're like, "I never knew there's a museum," and the Copper Belt Museum is right in town. So you don't need to go anywhere. You just drop off at the station at the Sokone, because there's Sokone in Ndola as well. So drop off there. You can walk into town and you find yourself at the museum. For locals, it's what, 10 kwacha or 20 kwacha or 15 kwacha. Very cheap. So you walk in any time of the day. You learn a lot. So there's a lot we need to share, and there's a lot we can show from Zambia.
Very true. Have you been to the same? What about the park here in Lusaka and the Lusaka Museum? The same park, how much is it, the Lusaka Park, to enter this national park in Lusaka in the Mount Facility Zone?
Most parks are very cheap, especially for Zambians. They what they call park fees. So I don't think they'll cost more than 50. So it's over just 20 kwacha, 30 kwacha, unless for foreigners.
Okay.
But
what
generally
about
for
the museum? Have you been?
Yes, I think I've been to all the museums in Zambia. I've been to Motomoto, I've been to Copper Belt, I've been to Choma, I've been to Livingstone, and I've been to, which is the other one, Lusaka. Yes, Lusaka, Motomoto, Choma, Livingstone, Copper Belt. Yes, I've been to all of them, including the railway and the Jewish Museum. So I'm proud to say I've visited them, but I've only recorded one, so I have to go again and do the other ones very soon.
Oh yeah, and then also there is I missed an opportunity one time. I had refused. I had an opportunity to make a lay-by to see. I needed also to know the stories about Lenshina. I'm told it's a very interesting to Chinsali.
When I went to, yes, I think when I was in Northern Province, even when you go to Mpulungu at that church, I keep forgetting the church.
Yes.
You can hear
I've also
stories about
yes, very
about Lenshina and so on. Sorry, I have
Uh-huh.
to switch off my camera.
Okay.
I have to switch off my camera. My phone is
Yeah.
overheating.
Oh, yeah, shame.
Right.
Lenshina was like the auntie to my father, my late father. That was so my father was connected to, he was related to Lenshina.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so you've got a very
Yeah,
personal interest.
so now I have a personal interest. I really needed to dig the real history. So somebody was like, no, you missed that time you had refused. You would go there, they would tell you the real story. Sometimes I'm told the media or the school curriculum or whatever they have, there's a way they exaggerated the real truth.
Yes.
About Lenshina. They said that Lenshina was not as evil as you think about, that she was not as evil as people have spoken about her.
There are so many stories which go around the world, around the country.
I'm telling you. Like yesterday, I was hearing when you did a collab video with, is it Tom Moody?
Yes.
I think it was Tom Moody. Even about the falls, it's very sad about the falls, whereby, do you know that I've heard news of people in South Africans advertising the Victoria Falls. And the people in South Africa, they are claiming the Victoria Falls. It's like the way they are reporting, it's like Victoria Falls is right. People are thinking that it's like Victoria Falls is maybe in Joburg somewhere.
You see, the way it is, from Cape Town to Joburg, the flight is the same as flying to Livingstone.
Lusaka to Joburg.
So you can easily say that
Yes,
2 hours flight is within the same country. So people will believe, because you're just saying, "Oh, we'll fly you to the Victoria Falls," and so on. So and they find the operators in Livingstone are from South Africa. Some of the hotels. So it's very easy for people. Even Kenya used to do that when Kenya Airways was the.
And
so
even
we have a lot
lying,
to do to
very true. And other people also talk about the falls, that the big part of the Victoria Falls, the way it is advertised, like the Victoria Falls only belongs to Zimbabwe.
There's a group on Facebook I was on, so a tourism group, so they said it's a worldwide one. So they said, tell us your most famous tourist attraction, and we'll see if people comment the country where you're from. So I put Victoria Falls. And then there was somebody comments and said, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Namibia. I'm like, people think it's also Namibia.
Imagine.
Now you're even bringing in Namibia.
Imagine.
No, we have a lot of work to do. We have been talking about tourism in Zambia and the big falls, and it's only because Zimbabwe had a lot of wrangles, but more people used to visit Zimbabwe than Zambia.
That is very true. For example, the guy coming from Kenya, the one who is coming, the Kenyan YouTuber, he's been to a lot of countries. He's coming to Zambia mainly because of the Victoria Falls. And because he said he's been hearing. And he was taking like Victoria Falls is only in Zimbabwe.
It's sad. It's sad. No, it's a challenge.
Very sad.
It gives us an opportunity. We have a lot which we need to do, a lot of work we need to do. In fact, both with Zambians, local Zambians, and then even foreigners, we need to really advertise. The only problem is when that woman came from Sky News, instead of advertising, she starts decampaigning us.
I'm telling you, that woman, I didn't like her so much. It's just that, because of copyright issues, I was even thinking like, I go there, especially in March when it is at peak, or April there, take a video and then play her own. But because of copyright issues, that is why some of us, for example, no longer want those trending things where you are just copying content which is not yours.
Yes, yes.
I could do copy, bring that video and show it to say here what this reporter said about Zambia, and
I
now
know.
here they look what the real scenario.
Yeah, no, that's why I started. I don't know if you noticed my series where I started every month at the falls. I started trying to
Oh,
do
you are
that.
observing like
You do a
a
video
follow-up. Correct. I've been following
in
that.
January, a video in January, a video in February. Every month you're showing so that people can say, oh, here it's full, here it's a bit dry, here it's like this. Not
Uh-huh.
half a story.
And yet people, what they don't know that it just follows season. It has got its own time. It has got
Yes.
seasons, peak season, off peak, and so forth.
I was telling someone, and I said, as long as Zambezi River is there, there will always be Victoria Falls. The Zambezi River has
Yes,
never
yes.
dried. You can go anywhere where the Zambezi River, it will never dry. So,
Uh-huh.
regardless how the falls looks, it's just that
Uh-huh.
at the Victoria Falls, the Zimbabwe side is a bit lower. So the the river will go in that direction, but it will never dry.
Yes, yes.
Any river
Uh-huh.
always has a high season and a low season. Anyone who lives near a river or who has seen a river knows that there's
They
high
know.
season and low season. But the river Zambezi will never dry completely. So
Yeah.
there will always be Victoria Falls. Of course, it will be on one side. Certain sections of the falls will be dry, but not
Yeah.
completely. So people just need to understand that.
Very true. And that is our job now. We really need to supplement that kind. Okay,
Yeah.
I tell you, I've been so happy. There's this gentleman, I don't know whether he has gone. I'd seen this before. I went offline. This Dhaka from, what is his name? Oh, Mobin from Bangladesh.
Yes.
The one who said he really wants to work with her. I said, I want to work with the Khumba guy, who pay more Zambian people. Please send me a message.
Mm.
Yeah.
Igwe is
I'm
come
sure.
from Kabwe.
Where is he?
He's in the comments.
He's online, Igwe.
He's in the comments.
Wow, Igwe, leave a comment. David the Igwe from Kabwe. My man.
You know, Igwe is the one who taught me about
Igwe. Igwe is the one who told you about me?
Yes, he's like, yeah, you should meet Mr. Mwamba. He likes your videos. I was like, okay, no. I think he came into the comments somewhere. So he's the one who told me about it.
Really?
Yes.
Igwe is my man. Igwe, nice hearing from you. He is my man. Igwe is my man. He's a great man.
Yeah. No, he said he's in Kabwe. I think I need to see him when I'm in Kabwe next.
Yes. Me too. I'm thinking those lines. Even him when he comes over, or if I go to Kabwe, I think I really need to meet Igwe.
Yes.
Okay. That's very good, actually. Wow.
Michelle is a bit busy, but I keep checking. Okay, thank you. I am Marwa. Okay, this is Africa is saying I am Marwa. This man Marwa you are talking about, he's doing similar thing to Wodemaya. Because Wodemaya was also traveling all over Africa.
Yeah, although they are just a little bit different because Wadamaya is like, he's more vocal and so forth to talk about government systems and so forth. Sometimes, he gets a little bit more even into such things. But I am Marwa. I am surprised. So you have known now. So I am Marwa is the one I'm talking about. He's the one who is coming. And then I'll be privileged to host him. We are talking even today. He's a good guy. He's got a good following, very calm. But he will not talk about, he just likes talking about places.
Okay.
The places he visits, that's all. Yeah, he talks about places.
I'll look
like right now he's at he's called I am Marwa. So that is his what?
Someone
although
also
he's
told me about Tayo. I don't know if you watched Tayo.
sorry. Oh, Tayo, the Nigerian. Yeah.
Nigerian, yes. These forums are nice because you people are teaching me about all these YouTubers, and we are learning about each other. It's very good. And in fact, even
you know, this is where we are.
Sorry, go ahead.
Come again. Come again.
I said, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, so these, you know, these forums, they are really helpful. They help us to know where you have a missing link. Like this Ayamarwa, today I saw him doing a collab with somebody who's got 150 subscribers. He is so good. Today, the video I was watching, the one he did today, he was doing a collab, but him has got 216,000 subscribers. It's not, you know, 216,000. That is not small.
I've just opened his channel, 216,000 and 1,000 videos. I think I need to make more. I haven't even reached 100 videos.
Now 216,000 subscribers, and do you know that 90% of his subscribers are outside Africa?
Okay.
Because that is where he was working, like that is where he had like gone to work and started. I also discovered him recently, so I was watching a lot of his videos, and that is how we got to know each other. So he got interested. He said, "Yeah, when I come to Zambia," so he tells me we do a collab when I come to Zambia. I said, very most welcome.
This is good. And since I know you, then I also know him. Yeah, this is very good.
You know, David the Igwe, him knows a lot. They know each other with even Wadamaya.
Okay.
Him, they know. Even when Wadamaya came to Zambia, I was not a YouTuber then last year. Him, yes. they even met, but he had not yet even started his channel then.
Oh, okay. I had started and someone told me, oh no, Maya is then, but I was on the copper belt, so I couldn't meet him.
And Maya and Trudy, you know, they were together with Trudy.
Yes, Trudy.
Miss Trudy, that Kenyan lady, yeah.
CIA, is it the Zoom link you want?
Come again?
No, I was reading in the comments. So
okay.
Yeah, it says I dropped it. I'm wondering if you want discussion.
Yeah.
Since COVID in the UK, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Okay, let me put it. Should I put it in the comments? Let me put it in the comments. I shared it with some people, but people haven't come. Mr. Mamba, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm really enjoying this. You know, there's a popular saying that if you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, move together. Me, I've come to believe that is how Marwa believes in. That is why he is growing. When he meets people, he's looking for people he can work with. People small or big, he doesn't discriminate against anyone. He is so open and works with literally anyone. And he makes a lot of collabs wherever he goes. Now imagine such a person, you do a collab. Imagine how much it would push you. Thank God we are all pushing. Now imagine you meet this guy, the audience he will introduce you to. Yeah.
Is that you? All right.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, let me just remove that. I think this is TIA. TIA, is that you? Oh, he's gone. Hold on, let me just send.
Okay.
We're talking about Zambia and independence. Mr. Mwamba, can you tell us about traditional,
Uh-huh.
about tribes and their specific foods? What tribes do you know, and what foods are specific to different tribes? I know Tongas
Like,
drink chiwanto.
like,
And
I was just about to tell you about that. In fact, I was, you know, I'm Bemba. I'm married to a Tonga woman, so there's always chiwanto in the house.
Okay. How different is
Especially
chiwanto from? How different is it from
Come
Munkoyo?
again?
How different is
Munkoyo, the
chiwanto from?
difference. Great. Chiwanto, the difference, it is the one when you are drinking, it has got masembe. It is the one where when you are eating, you are even chewing at the same time. That is chiwanto. That is the one when you are eating, you are even chewing. That is typical Tonga called the chiwanto. So that is what is unique about the Tongas. And you know,
What
I
about
speak
Bemba?
quite Bembas. What are we really known for? Although we are also quite famous anyway. That's why, you know, me, I feel like Chikanda originated from the Bembas.
Finkubala.
Finkubala, yeah. Fishing is a very big thing, especially when you you know, it comes. There is quite a lot in Mpika area. What other?
I know that
food?
the losses and Finkubala, there's a big spark.
Yes.
Big spark. You can't even use the pot. Don't even cook in their pots. So
but a lot of losses, but again, I don't know, because they are not, you know, losses, they are also in many. It's just like the way we talk of Bembas. Although we say Bembas, they are Visa, Lala, Bemba. What, so even the, you know that the losses are also this is scattered. The losses, there are some who are called the Nyengos and whatever. That is where now you meet even those characters now of losses who even eat the so-called hopani, that water monitor.
okay.
You see? Just like the way, for example, when you talk of monkey, there are a lot of Bembas, although yeah, I've eaten monkey once, but but I can't eat it anymore, but it is associated with the Bembas, just like in Mbeva. It is associated with the Easterners.
Sizulu says, oh, first of all, welcome. TIA is in. I think his audio is not yet connected. But Sizulu says, Tongas like Busala. I don't know what Busala is. Bembas like monkeys.
Yeah.
Monkeys, tooth, and fish.
Hello.
I wouldn't comment. Those is like Itapi and Hopani. You can comment on that.
Do you know Busala?
No. Is it those?
But you know Busala, isn't it?
Is it those ones like?
No, they are roots.
Those small roots like tute, but
yes,
tiny
yes.
ones, which you chew.
Exactly. But in the northern, you also have something.
Is it those they sell pakapiri?
There is something similar. Yes, umumbu. That one is different. That one is a Bemba version. That one is called umumbu. Usala, you can't eat it raw. Umumbu, you can eat it raw. You can also cook it.
Okay, I see. I see.
That's the difference. Busala from southern, you can't eat it raw, you need to cook it. But umumbu, you can eat it raw, you can also cook it. It's just like cassava, but it's very small cassava, almost tasteless, but I love that taste
Okay.
of umumbu.
Welcome,
Yeah.
A. It seems your audio is now connected.
Okay, you can hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, hello, gentlemen. So I'm very interested in the conversation and not just promoting local tourism, but local tourism in the future can gain momentum. In Kenya, when I first went to Kenya, it was pretty much non-existent. And I would have to say probably about 7 years ago, I remember watching a report, I believe it was on NTV Kenya. And in that report, they're talking about Kenyans living in Nairobi that, had fairly good jobs. And they wanted to start the animal safari tours that they'd never been on because it's mostly been foreigners like, whites, Chinese, whatever, are been doing that. So that picked up momentum and that got more of that popularity, to stick. And then about 5 years ago, there was this big push for the hiking industry. So what was happening that I've noticed, and I have quite a few friends that have done it themselves, even back then, 5 years ago, is that they get with like popular website groups that are into hiking. And I think it's kind of like a challenge. And so they're getting anywhere from like 5 to up to like 20 people for an organized event to go up to either like Mount Kenya, to some of the more popular trails that the foreigners go to, and things of that nature. And what they've been saying, almost every single one of them, is that I've never seen this part of Kenya before. I've always talked about it or heard about it. And now that I've actually taken this trek with these other people, it's something that I want to do more often. And so how that has progressed is not with these organized efforts is that word of mouth advertising, which is very common in the US to help build up new startup businesses, word of mouth, or even existing businesses to get new customers. So they were using
Yeah.
a lot of word of mouth, and the momentum from 5 years ago to now has been exponential.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, some of these, I would say a lot of these treks are like 100% Kenyans. You won't find a foreigner in it. And every once in a while you will, but it's like, they're really building on
Mm.
that local tourism. And I know if it can work there, as much as Kenya has been advertised by the outside world for tourism for people to come in, the same thing can happen in Zambia. So as you're talking about, like, it's a shame, and I do believe, and I agree with both of you, it is a shame that people locally only know about, say, Victoria Falls as a place to go and enjoy the scenery. That's a crying shame. There's a lot more to see in every country. And even I would have to say Namibia has not done that good of a job with their local tourism. And Namibia is out there in the media a lot more than Zambia is. So one of the things I
What
really
I
want,
think.
oh, go ahead.
No, no, finish off. Finish off your thought.
One of the things I wanted to share with you guys is that there's a particular Ugandan that owns a business, and he challenged to compete directly, not indirectly, but directly with Airbnb. The website is called tabayo.com, and I'll put it in the chat. Or actually, I'll send it to
Yeah,
you
yeah.
on WhatsApp right now, Kumagai, so that way you can share it. Now,
Okay.
tabayo.com, they have a certain section of their website called experiences. Now, it is a business. However, within this experience, they can accommodate you with a place to stay like Airbnb. So that's direct
Mm-hmm.
competition with Airbnb in Uganda. During this whole COVID pandemic, he has mentioned that over the last 7 months, all hotels throughout the country have been full. They have not been vacant. That's for a lot of people that are
Oh,
stuck
wow.
there, or people, local tourism, they want something to do. They got a little bit of money to spend, so they'll go somewhere else, rent a hotel, what have you. This has been going on. So with his experiences, and there's all different types of experiences on that section of that website, you'll see the price, of course, but that price is like, for example, I think what he's got is like a black book of tour guides, and he'll contact the tour guides. They get a part of that payment, and I think it helps to take care of certain other expenses within that trip to go to that location to do whatever they want to do. And that is something that you guys can probably contact him directly. I forget the guy's name. I'm sure he's more than welcome to offer his experience in helping you guys to build the local tourism, even for internationals coming in, to do something either similar or exactly like what he is doing, because he's a success. Now he does know, and he does know the language called Python, which is a website building language, which you can also make software out of. So he has that advantage. But however, from what I remember, he started on Instagram first before that website.
Oh, okay.
So did you get the link there, Khumba guy?
Yes, I've shared it even.
Okay. Everybody go who wants to promote the local tourism, and even for internationals coming in to Zambia, go check out that website. Contact the owner, because he's already had his feet on the ground doing this for years, and it's successful
Yes.
even during COVID times. And also,
I think that is something because
yeah. Now he did say when COVID first started, there was a stop for a couple months, but basically that couple months, basically him and his team figured out something that would be future proof. They also built apps for the Android and iOS during that time, so they could figure out what's going to be future proof for another pandemic in the future, that type of thing. So the business will stay thriving. Or if there's going to be a downtime, you're always doing something to prepare when the uptime comes for people to start touring again. That guy has got a wealth of information. You got to contact him. You got to put him on your panels or what have you.
yeah. I was talking to somebody and here in Livingston just the other day, and they were saying, look, there's this COVID may go on well into next year as well. You may think, oh, 2020 is over, tourists will start coming in. Even next year, there'll still be so many restrictions, and it's going to take a while for the tourism industry to get back again. So I think what he's doing could be a pattern or a formula we could copy and learn from, actually.
Exactly. What I've noticed here where I'm at right now, during the so-called pandemic. Now I'm calling it that because a lot of it is fraud. This pandemic thing, most of it is fraud. And the American CDC got in trouble for lying about the amount of deaths in America. Somebody got in a car accident and they just happened to have COVID, but they weren't infected with COVID. They called it a COVID death. So they got in trouble for a lot of that type of stuff. So the numbers went way down from what everybody saw, months ago as being way up. So unfortunately, what it has done is that it's changed the industry, because governments are, for one, making money off of it, and two, it's another way to kind of control the population here and there. So to get outside of that, what I've noticed here where I'm at right now, I'm in an area where there's a lot of places where you can actually do hiking and other type of activities on your days off when you're not working. And so what a lot of people have done here, that it's already very popular, but what a lot of people that lived here, and they're saying, because they've been interviewed, is that I've been here for so many years, 20 years, 30 years, and I've never done this before. But the situation with COVID, they're saying I finally got out of my doors to go find something to do, because I was kind of getting crazy inside the house. I was going crazy. You know what I mean? So they're getting out, spending a little bit of money. So a lot of these activities are free, but when the activities that are free, if you're hiking for like 3 hours, you're going to stop somewhere and purchase some water from a local store, right? So basically that's helping to build the economy. If you're going to stop somewhere, like a local stand, whatever, and buy fruits or whatever, you're still spending and helping support the economy. And this is local tourism.
I wonder if I'm thinking of the Zambians and the Zambian setup, and the guy at Tubayo and so on. Um, I'm trying to figure out how well Zambians can adapt and what's the word? Adopt. Yes, not adapt.
Mhm.
Adopt such ideas. I'm wondering how much our efforts can influence people to actually start to travel, start to do all of these activities. I remember when COVID hit, Mr. Mamba, I don't know in Avondale how it was, but in Lusaka in general, when COVID hit and everyone was on lockdown and things like that, there was a lot of people who started
Yeah.
running. Now, the president has been on a running spree for a long time. So he's been encouraging people
Yes.
to
Yeah.
run.
Mhm.
And so when COVID hit, that was the only thing people could do. They could go out to exercise because gyms were closed and so on. So there was a lot of running going on. So you'd find the road at 17 hours or 18 hours at 6 p.m., 5 p.m. It's full of people, joggers going to jog and so on.
That's
Yes.
It became
interesting that you say that,
so,
because that happened in Nairobi in a certain area. People weren't doing it at 5 or 6 p.m. They were doing it like 4, 5, 6 a.m. Getting up in the morning
okay.
to run, and a lot of these people have never run before, according to them.
Yeah.
And it's because, again, they want to do something, they want to be active, and they figured, well, if I do it in the morning, then it'll help support my energy throughout the day, which is true. If you work out in the mornings, you actually get up and you do something like that, your whole day is pretty much energized. I mean, you got enough energy for the
Mhm.
day. And it's something
Okay.
that you can just get out of the way and you're getting into shape at the same time. So that is something that is very positive.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I'll check out this website. It sounds very interesting. Um, and it's very good information, actually. There is, I don't know what we need to do to really properly boost tourism and what area we need to do to boost. Um, if we could challenge parents and we can challenge citizens to visit locations which are close to them. Like I said, we've got 20 national parks, for example. These are scattered all over the country.
Mhm.
Many people haven't gone to lots of these national parks. That could be something which, starting with students and pupils who are in schools, geography teachers could adopt this and say, look, every term we need to take some children out somewhere. If there's some form of government policy of some sort or something to push that, I think there could be progress in that area. Because if we start with kids who are in school, 10 years in time, when they have their own families, they'll be like, I need to take my kids there as well. So you're not only doing it for now, but you're doing it for the future as well. So um, there's a lot that needs to be thought through and done.
Right. Now, I used to do a lot. I used to be in a nonprofit organization years ago, and I used to do a lot of street recruiting. And one thing you could do, you can try, like for example, the Khumba guy you're talking about, in certain areas where a lot of people don't even know that they have a local museum.
Mm,
Did you know that you could actually kind of be like one of those survey people, and this is just something you can do on your own to promote local tourism. You can like
yeah,
stop
yeah,
people in the street and say, "Hey, do you have a couple minutes? I would like to explain something to you about things that you may not know that exist in your town." And then you can tell them about the museums and the low cost for them and their families or what have you. And you can also ask them questions like, during these pandemic months, I mean, have you been bored? Have you been less active due to it because maybe what the restrictions are there? I don't know. And get that information, like pull that information out of them, while at the same time you're giving them information on things they can do with their time. And
yeah,
if they have a little bit of money to spare, they can spend that money to experience that museum and other things like it. That is something that you could try. It's not going to cost you anything. It's just going to cost you some time. But if that's something you're passionate about for the local tourism, and just start with like the museums and see how that works out. See if there's a change. Give them your
mm,
contacts, and if they actually go, say, hey, if you actually go to this place, would it be okay if you contact me and tell me about your experience?
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And then if they're even more willing to do that, maybe you can set up interviews and make videos of it. That would also be content added to your
Yeah.
YouTube channel to help
Yes.
promote your local tourism. Because I think if we don't get out, I mean, think about it. When you have like a presidential campaign, I don't know if it's every 4 or 5 years where you're at. Are there people that go out on the streets to try to convince people to go with this party or that party? Does that happen there?
Yes, yes, it does.
Okay. And then things like companies like maybe you have Airtel or you know, other companies. Are there people who work for those companies who are salespeople on the street and try to convince you to go with that company?
We've had, yeah, yeah. I'd
Okay,
say.
so basically they're usually very energetic. They have all their information ready to go. So basically you're doing the same thing that they're doing. However, you're not selling something for profit. You're not trying to get people to go to the voting booths. What you're trying to do
Mm,
is say, hey, this is something I would like to let you know. Did you know about it?
mhm, mhm.
That I think if you did that, you might be surprised. And I would definitely start out with the museums, and especially if you find people on the streets like mothers with kids, that might be a big hit. And you know how women are. Women are very communal. They'll get together. If there's something that they like, they'll get together. And you know how women talk. They'll share, say, "Hey, I didn't know there's this museum, this and that. Hey, we can take our kids there. You know, every other
Yeah,
Saturday or once a month." That's how you can get some people motivated to do things.
True.
those are brilliant ideas actually. Um, but I don't know how would be the biggest impact a single person or two people can make. If three of us did it here in Livingston or in Lusaka,
Well, you got to
what would
start.
our reach be?
You got to start small because you got to work with
Indeed, I
what you
guess.
have. You got to work with what you have. First of all, you don't have a
Yeah,
TV station. You don't have a newspaper. So you're not a
yeah,
TV station. You're not a newspaper. What you do have is a YouTube
yeah,
channel. However, coming up to people saying, check out my YouTube channel, that's going to be kind of weird, right? To promote, the local tourism. Go watch this video about this and that. You can, in the conversation, you could bring up your YouTube channel. That could be part of what it is, but I'll make that a small part. The biggest part would be
mhm,
is that you really got to try to get it into them that, hey, we need to support our local communities with these other activities, not just go to the store to buy food and go to this store to buy clothes, go to this market to do that, but these other things that are lacking, and these other things that you can do. Trust me, there's going to be somebody that's going to be interested. So if you guys went and did that, you start small, you start from the humble beginnings. This is a humble beginning. And then, who knows from there, you might blossom into a lot of word of mouth. Hey, I met this guy. He had this t-shirt on, said the Khumba
that's
guy.
good.
Let's go. Well,
Those
well,
are
let's
very
go
good.
to, yeah, let's go to the museum. Let's go check out his channel. He had a friend with him. He's got this YouTube channel. Let's go and check him out. I'm really interested in doing
Mhm,
these other things I've never done before. I noticed that in Kenya, with Kenya being so promoted, and not within Kenya, unfortunately, but from outside Kenya being so promoted that it worked in Kenya. I don't see why it can't work in Zambia.
yeah, yeah,
And one way that
yeah.
you that you know this is true, guys, is that you watch some of these traveling Kenyan YouTubers, and you watch some of their earliest videos and places that I've never been here before. Here's my experience, and that those type of videos. Hear what they're saying, because it's not some of their videos probably before they even got monetized. A lot of these YouTubers, when they first started out, they didn't know what monetization was.
It's
And
true.
so
It's true.
basically,
They
the first
didn't know.
time they do something, it's like, okay, I really like this. I'm going to continue to do it.
Yeah.
And the only reason I know that some of this stuff works is because, or you got to go out and try it, is because I've done it myself here. And I've seen people do it in Kenya. Like you got the independent tour guides sometimes, and like the CBD in Nairobi, right? They'll come up to you. They're kind of rough. Some of them are kind of rough. They're doing it wrong, but they'll come up to you with like a business card and say, "Here, are you here for about a week? You know, I can be your personal tour guide, this and that." Some of them are pretty good in the way they approach you. Some of them are not, but they're doing it. I've done that type of stuff before, so I know. I've sold stuff on the street before over here, so I know that if you don't go out there and do it, it's not gonna grow. Or there's no potential of growing if you don't do it. So that's about it.
Okay. Yeah, I think those are. I don't know if these could all be in collaboration with the Zambia Tourism Agency. If these could all be one by one and try to see how they work, they turn out. But Sizulu there said, first thing must be publicity, and second thing is making these places affordable to everyone. So I think there's still a lot of players involved in trying to bring tourism to the local Zambians to promote local tourism. And I think, like you've given, those are good ideas. And I think we all need to start to play our small part in promoting tourism in whichever way it is. You know, whether it's just talking to your friends about your own trip or doing whatever it may be.
Right. Yeah, you could be like
Mr. Mamba. Nola, welcome. Yes.
Yes.
Nola's just come in. Welcome. We're talking about Zambia's independence and promoting tourism now. So yeah, welcome. Yes, Mr. Mamba.
Uh-huh.
Oh, we lost him.
He's gone. Yep. All right.
Yeah. So yeah, you could be like a tourism evangelist.
Indeed. Spreading the tourism gospel.
Yeah, I think you guys are definitely on the right track, because you also got to look at it this way. You two are interested in it on your own. You're interested in doing all these things around the country. Imagine how many other people are interested in doing it, but maybe they just need somebody to motivate them to do it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Right.
I think a lot of people,
Go ahead.
even just tourism in general, people want to see things. People want to do this. So yeah. I think people just need a little push. People just need a little idea that, oh yes, I could actually do this. Oh, I can actually do this in my hometown, and
Right,
so on.
right.
So all those are elements. Yeah.
No, we focused a lot on hiking since I came in, and you're talking about the other gentleman was talking a little bit about trains, planes, and stuff like that. Like, you also brought up a little bit that you rode a bike one time. Now, how many people in Zambia ride bikes?
Out of necessity. Most of them ride bikes out of necessity.
Okay, and when you say necessity, are those the only people that own bikes, and are they a small number?
Well, those are a large number. Okay, most people who ride bikes and own bikes are in the rural areas. Most people who come into the urban areas try to get cars or use public vehicles. So using bikes is more recreational, and it's a very small percentage of population.
Nola said, sorry, bike and elephants, bad idea. Especially in the urban areas.
I saw my video where I was riding and we came across elephants.
Especially in the urban areas, those are the people that usually lack the, well, not really the time all the time, but lack the motivation or the idea, just even the idea of getting on a bike on their days off. Because over here in a lot of places around the world, you'll see a lot of families on the bike trails. You know, you have walking trails and bike trails. Whole families on bikes on their days off so they can spend time together. And sometimes what I've actually seen throughout the years is that they'll have like a small food basket. So maybe somewhere if they're taking like a 6-hour bike ride on the trails, they'll stop at
Yeah,
a
yeah.
park somewhere, have a little bit of something to eat, like a picnic, and then pack up and keep riding. In urban areas, that's really a good thing.
I don't know how many families.
Well, you usually start out with like individuals, but that is something that
Yeah.
like I'm just planting seeds in that sector, you know, riding bikes in that sector, planting seeds on what you can see that would change.
There's a company here in Livingston that hires out bikes.
Hmm.
And I know, well, of course, it was targeted at the tourism. It's a tourism industry thing and targeted at especially the expatriates or the foreign tourists. So, um, again, this is something which I'm just imagining asking somebody if he could ride, and then he says, "But I've got a car, or but I've got a taxi." I'm just imagining that's what Zambians would say. They'll say, "Wait, ride where? You're just going to go, just to ride the bicycle." I mean, jogging has caught on as an exercise, so
Hmm.
we could do that, but it would still take a lot of time to adopt mm, by people that you can actually just go riding for leisure, um, which is accompanied by exercise. But then
You
again,
know,
there's also the element of cost of bicycles. The average Zambian family would have a hard time buying something like a bicycle for
okay.
leisure. So um, yeah, all those are factors to think about and consider when trying to push for it. So yeah.
Okay. So one thing that could change there as far as the push for it is the families that can afford it. So the ones that have the better jobs or business owners, they might be the ones that need to be seen in public to kind of like start that trend. But the first they would have to be motivated because even if they're not doing it, the idea would be is like you're talking about before, like people are taking up jogging. Think of it as extracurricular activity for exercise to get yourself into shape.
Mhm.
A lot of people don't want to jog. They rather walk, but then they don't always want to walk. Maybe the bike is the right solution. And it's like an in between for exercise. And so you're not working out too hard, but you're not walking either. So you're picking up speed. And who knows? Some of these places, like there's another bike company that does that in Ghana, in Accra, right? Rents out bikes for locals and
Okay.
stuff like that. And they have
Okay.
certain tour routes of the city of Accra, and it's like the owner will go with them, and so that could be possibly somebody open up a company that does something like that if you don't have one already. Let's say let's go check out different parts of Lusaka that you've never seen before, and this is the bike tour that would take you there.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that's another sector that could be exploited, and it'd be a great exploitation for people, like I said, to get motivated and get exercise. Um, Very positive direction. Maybe take points from the people who are promoting the jogging and see how they're doing it. Could also possibly be applied to the bicycling.
Yeah, yeah. There is a lot of potential. There is a lot of potential for that. I think, and like you said, people just sometimes they just need to be given the idea. It just
Right.
needs to strike them that we could do this. Oh, we could do this. Oh, this is also a possibility. Like she said, one of the comments, she said that she went hiking in the Kafia Mountain, but it was organized by a church. I believe a lot of these already set up institutions like schools and whatever. There's a lot that they can offer. So much.
So we have, I think it's Marcello DIY. He's saying that going into Lasaka town center on dedicated cycle routes would be quicker than driving. Exactly. That's another way to get to and from work.
Okay, let's finish the comments. Nola says, good business to set up repairing old bikes for the poorer population. Africans are good at mechanics. Indeed, Michelo, in fact, Michelo did a video about changing the bikes, changing the brakes, eh? Michelo, that was your video. I think I watched your, and you were trying to do 6 minutes, or you did 6 minutes or something like that. That was an interesting personal challenge. So yeah, I think there are a lot of little places where people fix bikes along the roads. People change tires, so that would be a good, interesting.
That just gave me
thing.
an idea too. There's a local organization in the city that I live in. They've been doing it probably over 20 years now, maybe even 30. It's a nonprofit, but what they do is they advertise if you got a bike you don't need anymore, whether if it works or not, come and donate it to us. And so what they do is they take parts from whatever bikes or that existing bike and repair it, and then they give it for free to people who need it. Usually, it's going to be kids and stuff, but people who can't afford it or what have you. That's another thing. That would be somebody that would want to really get into that. And then some of the bikes they actually sell just to make a little bit of money, I guess, for the upkeep of the building that they're in. But most of the bikes that they get and they rebuild is for free.
Yeah, those are interesting initiatives, actually. Reminds me of my bicycle days. Back when I was in college, I had a bike which a mountain bike which I used to love and to ride all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and exactly. If you had like
Yeah.
and as a vlogger, if you had an action camera, there's also like bicycle helmets that you can have the little attachment for, like, say a GoPro or Osmo, DJI Osmo or what have you.
Yeah.
You can film the town at higher speeds or whatever, or you'll be sitting up higher because you're up on a bike, and you could do stuff like that as well.
And show them.
Yeah. But even people who are just adventurous, they can do the same thing with their video cameras by applying that to the helmet. There's even there's some attachments you can actually put your cell phone up there as well, your mobile phone, and do the exact same thing.
And that would that would make for very dynamic footage, actually.
Right, exactly.
Very good perspective. So.
Yeah. Okay. So like, oh, go ahead.
No, I was just looking at the comments. I'm trying to throw them into the discussion. How about skateboarding? Good fun, but cheap. There's a YouTuber, Witty Graphics. Nola, you've probably come across Witty Graphics. He's from Chingola. So he did one or two skateboarding videos, but I don't think that would kick off. We haven't got as many skateboards in the country. And then the few that do have skateboards, you actually have to look for roads because of the nature of skateboarding. Biking is much easier on a bad road, but skateboarding is much more difficult on a bad road. So I don't know.
You just gave me another idea that I've already known about for years, and as you know, Arena TL in Uganda, who's one of the people I collab with, in the future she's going to be doing a video with the young man. Well, he's now an adult who started a skateboard park in the ghetto, and he's built up a organization called the Uganda Skateboard Union. So basically, it's a way to curb crime and stuff like that, and I forget that word, where you're just not doing idolism and stuff like that for kids. So basically, him and his friends built a skateboard park out of mud and wood and all this other stuff, and now it's like a full-fledged park where people have donated, and they have cement ramps and all that, and they've become very skillful, like some of the international skateboard tricks. I forget what they're called, in doing that. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and put that in the chat so you can check it out and share it with people, because this is something that could also be implemented within the country.
Yeah.
Let me go to WhatsApp.
Mhm.
That is something that could also be implemented. You know, I'm sure you have skateboarders there. I remember seeing a music video of Pharrell Williams. I'm So Happy. You know, people did their own version in each country. And I remember the Zambia one that I watched, there were some skateboarders in there, but I can only imagine that they're using stairways in downtown Lusaka or whatever at some business building, you know, to do the tricks and stuff like that. So that is something that could be very possible as well.
I do remember a club of kids who were doing skateboards in Lusaka. Now that you've mentioned it, I just don't know what happened to that club. It
They
became
might
quiet, but yeah,
they might still be around. You know, I mean, it's not like they're making noise in a big way, but it's good for people to take up that interest. And it's always going to be small, but also makes good news for the news media. It makes good news for people doing videos for YouTube to promote. This is also what goes on in Zambia. Yes, people do actually ride skateboards. People actually, and you never know. You might, if there's a skate park, the skate park in Uganda is actually now a tourism site.
it's interesting.
Yeah.
Very
And
interesting.
a lot of the tourists that go there, of course, some of them are like, I didn't know something like this could exist, right? It's in their mind, you know, it's a mind thing. I didn't know something like this could exist in Uganda, so I want to take pictures of it. And then you have a lot of people who are professional pro skateboarders that also come there to visit, just to visit that park because it exists.
Wow. I
That's
think there's a lot we can do in Zambia as well, you know?
Yeah.
Thinking of all these options, yes, we can implement at least one or two, you know?
See, here's the power of digital platforms along with your nation. Like, what is not being done in your nation or very little of, and how can we promote it? We're always thinking we need like the news and the newspapers, what have you, to get the word out. First of all, Miss Trudy didn't need those, and what Amaya didn't need those, and a few others didn't need those. I think and most of your audience is going to be kind of like what the other gentleman was saying, that Iron Marwood, like 90% of his audience is worldwide, not within Africa. Well, first of all, it's and even Iron Marwa said, I think he was talking with Miss Trudy or somebody else. He said that the reality is you can't just promote within Africa if you want your channel to grow. You gotta make it international, and that is true. You definitely, in your heart, you may be like very dedicated to wanting people in your country or in your continent to be interested, but you also got to come down to the numbers. What's the realization? How many people have internet? And the places that have an internet, are they usually around the coastline where we know where people have internet? What about the interior of Africa? How fast is internet?
Yeah.
Can people afford to get on there, and this and that? So if we're trying to reach, say, example for Africans, then mainly we're going to be looking at the diasporans, if that's what you're targeting. And for some channels that makes sense, but if you're doing like travel, a travel website or a travel YouTube channel, that wouldn't be ideal. You also want to take care of that, but you want to take care of the whole spectrum of all people around the world that'd be interested in coming to your country. Just like when I told you, have you ever been to that one lodge in Zambia where the elephants actually go through the lobby? You know,
Yeah.
right? That's something I've never seen before. So I'm pretty sure that's unique to Zambia in that one location. But see, if there's something like that exists in Zambia, there's other stuff like that also exists in Zambia, exploit it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of brainstorming when I think those are brilliant. Let me just go through the comments as well so we don't
Okay.
get left behind. Um, get your point about the roads. We don't have that problem. Yeah. Even if we had a skateboard, we don't have good roads. I think that's one of the problems with the skateboards anyway. Yes.
Mhm.
And Nola says you need a government that will fork out for these things. And then again, it says, get all your naked cars and go off-roading. That would be something. I notice people don't go rock climbing, and there's some serious stuff out there. People haven't tried rock climbing, and it's free, literally. So I don't know if it has something to do with the relief of Zambia, where there are mountains and where there aren't any.
Like Mwamba says, in Zambia, people laugh at me when I cycle instead of driving. That's okay though. But one thing they're not doing, they're not trying to stop you from riding a bike. So obviously you got the attention, you know.
Yeah. I'm still thinking. I'm just thinking how this can all be materialized. Yeah. I guess it has to be. Yeah. Anyway, first, let me finish the comments.
Okay.
Don't go rock climbing. Mountain bike trails in the Kafua Hills, the youngsters would flock there. I mean, if it was even a competition, furthermore, and you said, oh, you're going to win this amount and so on, I'm sure people would really give into it and realize the biker in them. Mr. Wupemamba, in Zambia, people laughed at me when I cycle. Oh, yeah, they laugh at him when I cycle. Mr. Wupemamba, his internet is troubling him. Thank you for having come. Please join in if you can, whenever. But meanwhile, thank you. Mountain biking, excellent. Secret is to making it trendy. Elephants rides in other places to do it. Yeah. If it can become a trend, like Angela has said, just like the running became a trend, it would really grow and grow positively.
Here's something you could also get ideas for too is and use COVID as in your titles is like get a small group that'd be interested. Like maybe it just takes
Mm-hmm.
3 or more people. 2, I don't think it really work, but 3 or more people. Like I was telling you that one neighborhood in Nairobi where people just started taking up jogging, and these are also a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people that saw other people do it, and they started joining, and started getting bigger. Make a video of it during COVID times. This is what we decided to do in Zambia, where in Zambia is bike riding.
Mm-hmm.
You know, beat the boredom
Yeah,
or something. And you might want to submit that video to like a local news company. They might be interested in it, you know, and you never know. And if it doesn't work, you just keep doing stuff like that. What to do during COVID? Ride bikes during COVID. Break boredom during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Things to do for free during COVID times. You know, stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, it's too bad. I guess COVID is all but a history here in Zambia now. Everyone is back
But
to working. Back to normal.
but also check this out. You want the international reach too. So things you could do during COVID: ride bikes. Like to be honest with you, there's a lot of people over here, for example, and I'm sure there's other places that are probably just as bad. They have a bike or two in their house, but they haven't ridden in probably 3 or 4 years. It's just it's got cobwebs from spiders and all that. They could clean it off and start riding it again. Still there?
I'm here. I'm here. Definitely. Definitely.
Oh, okay.
Number is back. That's good. I'm thinking about your thoughts. The points have given me a lot of thoughts. Anyway, there's a lot of work. I think there's a lot of work we need to do in pushing tourism and pushing people to do these things. I think we just need to try something, at least one of them, you know, something will give in at least in the end.
Okay, I'm gonna give you this video. It's titled "Have you tried Cycle Tour in Africa?" I think that's the name of the company, Cycle Tour, and it's by Ivy Prosper. She's actually not Wodamaya, but let me give you that video so you kind of get some ideas there.
Yeah.
What's up? But that's the guy I was talking about. So I mean,
Let's check it out. Yeah.
we've talked a lot about biking, hiking, jogging. What other areas have you thought of that can be exploited in Zambia?
Wildlife. I think first of all, our vision, our ideas. Mr. Mamba, welcome back.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Welcome back physically. I know you were in the comments earlier on.
Yes, yes, I was on YouTube because Zoom gave me a challenge.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what people would do, what Zambians would do. I don't know if Zambians are cultural people. If they want to learn about other cultures, it's one thing. We're talking about different cultures and what they eat and what they love. I just don't know if Zambians would be, and how that would be able to be done, and how to promote travel, how to promote tourism, and so on. I don't know how that would be implemented. But, yeah. Yes, yeah, that's hard. It's hard to think of what else.
Any art galleries there?
There's one here in Livingston, and then there's an exhibition at the museum. There's often exhibitions at the Lusaka Museum. There was one Grey Zulu exhibition. Rabamba, did you hear about it? Grey Zulu something today.
No, I didn't hear about that one.
There's a Grey Zulu event. I don't know if it's today or yesterday.
Really? They are in Livingston?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. With the downturn of COVID, I can foresee Zambians saying, look, we don't even have money to go anywhere. We don't even have money to eat. That is part of what Zambia suffers.
Oh yeah, Nola just gave me an
In my
idea.
opinion.
So like
Oh,
eating
okay.
the African way in Uganda, with him filming all the traditional ways or traditional dishes and stuff like that. That's another thing that you could exploit, is the different dishes with around, you know, whether if it's street vendors, if you got them, restaurant reviews, and then as in the home cooking, staple foods, non-staple foods.
That's nice. Yeah.
Like a lot of places do it actually. So for like international tourists, for example, like the locals already know about it, so that's not hurting the business with locals. But for the international, like if they're going to come to Livingston, like where is the food market if you got one, like an outdoor food market where everybody is, you know, sharing their recipes and stuff like that for sale. Things like that, a lot of internationals like to go to because to them in their minds it's like whether if it is or not, that is like the local dish and that's what I want to eat. That's what I want to experience.
I was just saying today that being independent, there should have been some very traditional food events around the country where people try out different foods from different languages, from different cultures, I mean, and tribes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's a really good idea.
Yeah. There are a lot of comments coming in. Let me just quickly catch up with them. We do, Nola says we do weekly outcast, with weekly outside exercise courses and running in our local parks every Sunday. And then have a coffee morning. Wow, that's nice. Personally, I'd love to spend a day with a cheetah lion. It can be done. I've seen it. Yes, Mukuni Big Five offer that. The cheetah experience and the lion, walking with the lions. So yes, it can be done and it is being done. That would be quite an experience. Yeah. Zambia should exploit the train service and upgrade rail service, shuttling tourists fast and efficiently. The train story has been a really long one here in Zambia. There was money borrowed for the railway infrastructure, which was never seen. So, it's it would serve, the train serves a lot of people. It's always overly booked. It's always full to the brim, especially um, um, ants and smaller creatures. So, yeah. Zambian cooking competition, best in Shima Chibuku. There was a cooking show on TV. I don't know where it happened to it. I don't know what happened to it. Yeah, and Michelle said yes, traditional foods. I'd have loved to have traditional food today. Today was Zambia Day. Today was Independence Day. So I kept saying, really, I would love to have traditional food. Sadly, I couldn't find any around. But yeah. Let me just quickly read through. Yes, I've never tried any. No more panny worms, please. Though, please. Mopani worms are awesome, Nola. They're so much more healthier than fast food joints. Yes, like Mitchell is saying, Mopani worms just go down. They just go down to the core. Hey, I can't say it enough. Mr. Mwamba is a Bemba. He knows what I'm talking about.
I tell you.
Anything to do with local costume dance. We've left all that to traditional ceremonies. I think all the dance and all the thing is, we've left all that. So, last time I was in Lusaka, I thought the people in villages were healthier. Many times I think they do. They are. I think their lifestyle is much more simpler. Their food is much more simpler compared to, yeah. All right, yeah. Mr. Mamba, any comment? Is there hope for our industry?
Yes, you know, in Eastern Province, there's an annual event which is called Chova. Whether you've heard of it in Chipata, called Chova, where locals will do bicycle racing. It is just the same bicycles they use in their homes and they use. I tell you, that could be very powerful too. something they do every day. I heard also Nola's comment. I liked it where there's cooking, people drinking chibuku and so forth. So it would attract people. You know, there was another funny competition, if you remember, it was on TV, where there was that Mwineshima and whatever. You never know the one which, you never know eventually, like, for example, me, I found like biking to be very, very interesting. Like I had said earlier on, I really love that one. Imagine if that one, then you became role models and everyone just follows. To say that guy, people were like looking at me to say, you mean you left your car? And you were saying, I said, yeah, because I want everyone to follow suit. I want many people, but I could be a pace setter. Everyone could be doing it. It is also, you know, a fitness program. You can promote tourism using that. I was so excited. Remember when I was telling you, when I watched your video with that gentleman with the Moody, when you were cycling from Livingston Town up to the falls. I mean, that one was, to me, that one was very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like a really good idea. Another thing too, what about you guys is, let's say any type of festivals where, whether if it gains an international presence or not, what about exposing those on YouTube? Exploiting those on YouTube, excuse me.
It's true. There's a video I did where about 10 tourist attractions in Zambia. One of them are traditional ceremony, and they are quite many. There's the Nkwala ceremony, there's Kuomboka ceremony, which brings a lot of people together. All those could also be opportunities which I feel people have not, many people who have not taken advantage of such events to promote real tourism.
Yeah, it's definitely a good idea. There's an event that goes on every year in Malawi called the Lake of Stars, and I think it's Lake Malawi if I'm not mistaken. But it's like a music event. I think it takes like 1 or 2 weeks to finish it. But people from all over the world come there, and it seems like in Malawi that's like their only, and it's not even known that well around the world, but enough people know it to fill it up. It's like they're hurting themselves because it seems like they're not really trying to exploit it themselves. You know what I mean? It's like again, the most of the popularity is coming from the outside, not within Malawi, just for that one event. And then I know Malawi's got a lot of other stuff to offer, like Zambia, and it's like it's not being promoted.
That is the thing we are lacking. Promotion of this, of our own tourism, I feel government has not really done much. I'm telling you.
There's a long way they have to go.
Yeah, and this is the initiative of each and every one of us is like, if we know what the government standard quo is, you know, standard motive is to not promote much or not at all, then I'm not even going to worry about them. That's the part where you say I'm going to go ahead and do something myself, and I'm going to find like-minded people, whether they're from here or outside of Zambia, and we're going to do what we can to promote it ourselves. So again, that's like Miss Trudy and Wodamaya. They kind of take that attitude and do it, and then later on, when they become popular and they've done so much, you notice that those people from governments and stuff like that want to be on their channels.
Yeah.
They call out to them. So it's like instead of us like, let's see, I can't remember the president's name, but it was a long time ago in the U.S. It's like, don't expect what your country can do for you, but what can you do for your country?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like an attitude. It's like you got to pick up yourself to go out and do what's not being done.
Tourism. We've got a long way to go, and thinking of different options, which.
So
Let me
even
just see the
I
comments.
stand with Zambia says that's right. It's about getting out and getting it done. Check mark.
Yeah.
And it's true that okay, yeah, it's Reagan or JFK said that. But actually, even before JFK, there's another president. I want to say Eisenhower was the one who originally said that. Could be mistaken, but it was before JFK. Because Clinton was using the same term when he was in office. He was using that term. I think it was like a good feeling type of way of getting people to motivate themselves at that time for his campaign. Like, what can you really do for your country instead of your country doing something for you? Yeah, JFK used the same term, but it was actually somebody before him.
It's an interesting phrase indeed. Welcome, MD90. I haven't greeted you actually. Oh, Mr.
I noticed that
Mr. Mamba is out, eh? This thing was getting in problems earlier on.
yeah, usually I have issues when I get on with Zoom, so I haven't had any issues today though.
Which is good.
Yeah, so there's so many things we could do, or y'all could do.
Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah,
All
right
in
now,
all, I guess
go ahead.
I'm just saying, all in all, it's Zambians need to start venturing out. I mean, even if the world came back to normal, there are some things which we still need to engage in and start engaging in as Zambians, you know, start engaging in a community, you know, visiting places, saving up over the year, vacation, and things like that. There's so much work and yeah.
So the animal parks that you have there now, they're not being promoted very well.
Pardon?
The animal parks that you have there now, are they not being promoted very well?
So out of the 20 that we have in Zambia, there's 4 that are the major national parks. There's Los Zambezi, there's Kafue, there's South Luangwa, and there's Mosotuge. The rest are the large majority of them are not being promoted that much.
Now let me ask you, the 4 that you said that are, is it because of like road infrastructure? Are the roads good going up to that park and the others bad, or is it something else?
Well, those 4 do have good roads, but most of the places when you approach the national park, you get onto a gravel road anyway.
But I mean, like, for example, like Michael Kunke out of Ghana, who did my original artwork for my channel. We're speaking about different things, you know, like probably like 18 months ago about Ghana and how to promote it and stuff like that. And I asked him, is there any national animal parks? And he said, yeah, one in Mole. And in Mole, he said it's our most popular one. The government has not fixed the roads. There's potholes everywhere. So the destination from, say, Accra to there is quite a distance. And then a lot of people just don't want to take it. Some people rough it out, but a lot of the reasons why people don't go there is the fact that they don't want the bumpy ride, and they don't want how many hours it takes to get there because there's so many potholes. that's like the one main reason why people are not going there.
Yeah. Well, even the ones which are active, we don't have as many. Relatively speaking, we don't even have as many Zambians going there, even the ones which are active. So I don't know where the problem would be, really, in all honesty.
You know, there's also something that you could probably do. It's not to for the budget minded international. Okay, because like I said, you want to hit that international presence as well. The budget minded international who probably takes 3 years to save up for one trip, right? Because they don't get paid that much or what have you. Like if you can get information on other countries that are most likely in their mind because they're being promoted, like do a cost breakdown of the difference of what it would take for you to see the big five and 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 present that information. Like Zambia might be something where your dollar or your euro or whatever can stretch a lot farther and you can do a lot more things. So let's go to Zambia instead of let's go to Rwanda or Kenya. That's another avenue because companies do that all the time.
Yeah, they do.
Also, you might bring up like exchange rates are usually about this price from this country, and then exchange rates here are usually about this price or percentage or what have you, because you know that stuff's going to change all the time.
So there's always guys changing money.
Now, are the airports open right now in Zambia?
Our airports have opened, so we're getting flights coming in. Emirates flew into Lusaka for the first time today.
Oh, great.
But a few flights into Livingston as well directly. So that's good. Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to think of there's some other stuff that does Zambia have any of course that would be for a small number of people. I was going to say if is there any wineries there? Does Zambia produce wine?
No, we've never had wineries.
Okay.
We buy it from South Africa and beyond. It's a popular South African industry.
What type of crops are grown there? Is there any tea plantations, any coffee plantations?
Yep, we've got tea, we've got coffee, very great coffee actually.
Okay, those are some other. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, we've got the major staple: maize, cassava, sugarcane.
Like I know there's again it's a small group. However, a lot of people like to watch these videos. Rwanda, Burundi, for the people who can get in Burundi, because Burundi gets passed up quite a bit. Rwanda, Burundi, Kenya, of course, and I think even Uganda. There's a lot of tea and coffee plantations, and they've become very popular on YouTube. Become very popular in some at certain times of the year for people just to come and visit and be on their itinerary to visit and like take photos because some of these plantations when they're fully bloomed and stuff like that, they're so beautiful. People just want to take photos of that stuff. So that's another thing that could be promoted. Coffee and tea plantations are two very popular things for tourists, for some tourists that want to see it. And another thing too, a lot of these types of plantations in a lot of these areas for internationals, they can't grow that crop there because it's cold half of the year. And they'll have some popular teas and coffees, and sometimes people just want to visit and say, the brand of coffee, this is where it comes from. It's that, again, it's that experience.
Yeah. The problem with our coffee and our tea plantations, there's nothing else to see where they're located. So you'd have to travel across the country, go to the coffee plantation, and then come back. So people would rather not, I'm sure.
Okay, so even with that by you saying that, what are all the things in between, like where you start, say in Lusaka, if that's where the airport is, to get to that plantation? What are all the towns in between that, and what is there to offer? Let's say you're taking a stop and go tour. Would there be anything for people to stop and check out before they get to the plantation at each stop that you would need to stop at?
Let's say they're coming from Lusaka. No, I can't think of anything right now.
Okay, so that's something you could just put out there.
Yeah, in the north, tea and the coffee. Yeah, tea and the coffee in the northern part of the country.
Okay, now I usually don't like promoting this because I don't drink, but is there any beer refineries there?
No.
No.
I think
Okay.
there is one in Lusaka. I think there's one in Lusaka, yes. Yes, there is.
Yeah, like in the city I'm from, and there's a lot of cities in the US, they have these things called microbreweries, where basically it's their own brand of beer. And a lot of them, they have like a little testing area, like you can go visit the factory, and then you can taste test their brand of beer. You know, it's
Okay.
kind of a tourist thing, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds interesting.
I'm just trying to think of all the things I've seen, you know, here and around the world that Zambia could exploit.
I'm thinking of all the different activities. I'm really, really thinking of them. Yeah, I don't know.
You know the African traveler from Kenya?
Nope.
Okay, African traveler, African with a K instead of a C. He does a lot of videos driving around in his car and like showing areas of towns or certain roads and stuff like that. He's been doing that for about a year and a half now. He's got a lot of subscribers. And there's a couple of videos he did. There's a part 1 and 2. And what goes on in Kenya, and I was kind of shocked when I first went there, is that they have their extreme sports. So they're out in the desert where there's a lot of rocks and stuff like that. I don't know if you have this type of thing in Zambia, but basically it's like you'll have a vehicle that's going slow, but it's a type of vehicle that's been retrofitted in a certain way that can actually climb rocks in a certain way. Do you have anything like that there? They call it extreme sports because it's not a usual sport, but a lot of people gather just to watch these cars do these things.
They are the sports themselves are extreme.
Yeah. Is there any desert racing on bikes or on cars?
There is motorbike racing, and there used to be bikes as well. I don't know how far those are. If they stopped, if they stalled. I don't know. I don't know how they are.
Okay. All right. I'm looking at the clock. I got to get going and do some things before the day is finished. But it was good having this conversation. Very interested in it myself.
Yeah, there's everybody has to think or has to have this conversation. Everybody has to think what's going to happen. What are we going to do next month? What are we going to do next year as 2021 comes in? What are we going to do now? How can we stimulate the people? It's a, it's a very pertinent conversation, and you brought along many good points, really. So thank you for coming.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It is.
Yeah, definitely check out that site with that guy in Uganda
Mhm.
and reach out to him.
I will. But
All right, everybody.
yeah, so thanks for coming. Thanks for having been here.
You're
Thanks
welcome.
for your valuable contribution and points and suggestions and ideas. Please show up again. You're always welcome to join us on the Zoom and on our live stream. I don't know when we'll have another one, but yeah. Thanks a lot and have a great day.
You too. You're welcome. And on that note, everybody, I'm out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we still have 2 minutes. I guess it's been a it's been a good evening, good discussion. Nola, are we ending the live stream or are we not? The night is far spent. Just give me a minute. Let me get some water. Sorry. I'll be back, everybody. Just a minute. Let me play you some music in the meantime. As we celebrate independence, I hope this is not too noisy. Michelo, thanks for having come. Thanks for your contribution as well. If you're leaving, thank you. Hope we can have another discussion. Today is Saturday. Yes, he is. He is and was. I'll just be 1 minute. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for having come. Happy Independence to you. Happy weekend. You can continue in the chat. I'll be back in a minute. Um, yeah, I hear COVID is really bad and the lockdown has come on again at the UK and so on. So, that's really been difficult. Thanks everyone for coming. We shall end our live stream here. Please look out for the next live stream and the next few videos coming up. Please check up on the channel and look for any videos you have missed and haven't watched. And hope you enjoy them. Thank you everybody for having come. I'm the Khumba guy. Let's go.